You just spent $3 on a bottle of Happy Fat Boy water, a Coca-Cola, and boom, you were rewarded with a Lamborghini worth 70 million. You walked past a street stall and bought a humble serving of grilled cold noodles. Bam, rewarded with 1 billion in cold hard cash. Bought a cup of milk tea at a local shop. Ka-ching, rewarded with a commercial skyscraper worth tens of billions. All because you failed a blind date. You accidentally unlocked the spend money to get rich system. Talk about failing upwards. You arrive at the restaurant, and before your seat is even warm, you hear the voice of the girl you've been set up with across the table. Since we're here for a blind date, I'll get straight to the point. If you can meet my requirements, I'll marry you. You glance at the girl across the table. She's got a pretty dark complexion. And her height? Probably hovering barely around 5 feet. Caked in heavy makeup. Wearing a revealing black gauze dress that she clearly thinks is a knockout. Good grief, who on earth set me up with this piece of work? Meeting an absolute clown on my very first blind date. You say spit it out. This way it won't lower my standard of living. The woman extends her fingers and starts counting off. Secondly, you must have an apartment in the downtown area of Magic City. Otherwise, our future life won't be guaranteed. As for a car, it doesn't need to be too fancy. Just a casual ride worth over $1 million will suffice. Oh, right. Are you at least 6 feet tall? Otherwise, we just won't match. The woman fires off her demands like a Gatling gun. You think to yourself, screw this. Is she making a wish to a genie here? You can have anything you want, in your dreams. Besides all that, both the car and the house must have my name on the deeds. We must eat Western food worth at least $10,000 once a month, and buy the latest designer bags, plus an around-the-world trip once a year. Oh, and if you don't have enough money, just have your parents prepare a bride price of $500,000. I'm not asking for much, really. After dropping her laundry list of demands, she shoots you a side eye. How about it? My demands aren't too high, are they? Can you meet them? You nod with a face full of bright smiles, and just when the girl's hopes soar to the absolute peak, you immediately drop the smile and coldly throw out a single sentence. You're dreaming. You're just a man. How dare you treat a princess like this? You absolute mega scrub. You can't sit there for another second. Spending even one more minute with this delusional gold digger who lacks any self-awareness is a tragic waste of your precious youth. The woman is flailing her arms, clearly throwing a massive tantrum. But when she sees you walking towards the checkout counter, her face slightly relaxes. At least you have the decency to pay the bill. At the front desk, sir, how may I help you? The receptionist girl has a nice figure and a very pleasant vibe. She speaks softly, but she obviously heard the whole thing too. The gold digger's ridiculous speech just now. She looks at you with deep sympathy. A bottle of Coke. You casually toss 3 coins onto the counter. The receptionist girl totally thought you were going to pay for the gold digger's meal, feeling indignant on your behalf. She absolutely didn't expect you to deliberately walk to the counter just to buy a bottle of Coke. She bursts out laughing. This move is just too savage. Later, when that gold digger finds out you didn't pay her bill at all, she'll probably be so mad her nose will twist off her face. Okay, sir. Here's your Coke. Please take it. Looking at you, tall and handsome, the receptionist girl instantly feels a lot of affection. You shake the Coke in your hand, take a sip, and deliberately let out a loud, satisfying burp. Ding! The spend money to get rich system has been bound. Host successfully spent $3 to buy a bottle of Coke, rewarded with a Lamborghini Veneno worth 70 million coins x1. You almost spat a mouthful of Coke right onto the poor receptionist girl. What the heck kind of system is this? You can't suppress your wild excitement. A 70 million Veneno? Real or fake? You touch the hard, key-shaped object that suddenly materialized in your pocket. You don't even have time to finish your Happy Fat Boy water. You hastily stride out of the shop. As soon as you walk out, you see a massive crowd of people standing outside, constantly letting out gasps of pure amazement. You can vaguely hear them marveling at a luxury car. Your heart starts racing, instantly feeling dry-mouthed. The previous annoyance from the date is chucked to the back of your mind. Compared to the system and a hypercar, one failed blind date is literally nothing. Vroom! The roaring, beastly sound of the supercar starting up instantly echoes down the street, scaring the surrounding crowd into stepping back. This Lamborghini Veneno is his? The surrounding people all sport shocked expressions. In Magic City, where every inch of land is worth its weight in gold, luxury cars worth millions are everywhere. But a hypercar worth tens of millions? That is incredibly rare. It's actually real. You silently pocket the supercar keys. Ha ha ha. This system is wildly awesome. Just as you are rejoicing, a sweet voice floats over. Arthur, is it really you? You turn your head and happen to see a pleasantly surprised face. A pure and beautiful girl. It's you? I'm surprised. Lily, the class beauty from your high school days. Her grades were always top tier. You didn't expect that the first time meeting her after graduating from college 4 years ago would actually be right here. You wave generously at the pure and cute girl in front of you. Seeing a familiar face brings you back from the unreality of being hit by a jackpot system. Haven't seen you for a few years and you're out here driving a hypercar now. Lily looks at you with a hint of awe. Haha, just getting by. Stream chat, holy cow, the female streamer actually knows such a ridiculously wealthy old classmate. Stream chat Lily, if you can hook up with this old classmate, that would be epic. Stream chat. The streamer is awesome. Is this our future brother-in-law? Stream chat. Will those top-tier big shot donors come back tonight? After seeing this, their faces are probably going to be green with envy. The live broadcast room instantly explodes. Don't talk nonsense, guys. We're just ordinary old classmates. Lily blushes deeply from the comments. So the super rich kid and this beauty are old classmates. What a perfect match. The onlookers beside them are extremely envious upon seeing this cinematic reunion. Just as everyone is drowning in envy, the rough sound of a door violently opening comes over. A heavily made-up, dark-skinned woman runs out of the restaurant door looking furious. Hey, you ultimate scrub, you absolute jerk. You ran off halfway through the blind date without paying for the meal. Are you even a man? Halfway through her cursing rant, she goes completely dumbstruck, staring straight at the sports car parked right in front of her. Ha ha ha, this girl really hit the jackpot today. No matter what, I must ride in this luxury car today. Who are you, and why are you cursing my Arthur? Seeing Jane acting so shameless and cursing her male god the second they meet, Lily feels extremely indignant in her heart. Oh, where did this little brat come from, daring to criticize me? Seeing that Lily is actually stunningly beautiful, Jane rolls her eyes in pure jealousy, waving her hand dismissively. But I'm in a good mood today, so I won't argue with you. By the way, out of the kindness of my heart, let me tell you, don't catch any feelings for the ultimate scrub in front of you. If a woman doesn't marry a rich man, just wait to regret it for the rest of your life. Wait, a guy driving a Lamborghini Veneno is being called a smelly scrub now? What the heck? Yeah, she clearly hasn't looked in a mirror, looking like a burnt potato. The surrounding onlookers are all utterly shocked by her statement. This woman's brain must have completely short-circuited. Jane sneers, feeling that all these people around her are just extremely stupid peasants. Lily clenches her pearly white teeth. Her education and upbringing prevent her from throwing curses in the middle of the street. Forget it. No need to pay any attention to her. She's just a brain-dead person ruined by toxic internet advice. I happen to haven't eaten yet. Let's go. I haven't seen you for years. My treat this time. You wave your hand indifferently and directly pop open the gull-wing door of the Veneno. Really? Is it okay? Lily feels a bit shy. A car is meant to be ridden in. Get in. You wave your hand repeatedly, ushering her in. Then I won't be polite, Arthur. Lily nods eagerly and sits in your passenger seat. But since I hitched a ride in your fancy car, I'll definitely treat for the meal later. No way. You stomp on the gas pedal. The booming roar of the supercar tearing up the street echoes throughout the entire block. A moment later, you take Lily out of the car and casually stroll up to a grilled cold noodle street stall. You studied software in college, landing a job as a programmer, a profession globally famous for causing early baldness. You haven't even received your first month's intern salary yet. Although you just got rewarded with a hypercar, your pockets are literally cleaner than your face. If you really had to treat Lily to a super fancy big meal, you wouldn't even be able to afford the appetizer. Just as you are about to apologize for the humble setting, the stream comments suddenly explode. Stream chat. Wow, the taste of a divine rich boss is just built different. Stream actually coming down to earth to eat at a street stall. Stream chat. Is this what an approachable billionaire kid is like? And he's so handsome. Love it, love it. Stream chat. Hey, you clearly don't care about the noodles. The focus is clearly him driving a Lamborghini with one hand, right? It's rare for the number of viewers in her live broadcast room to surge this much. Lily is also super reluctant to turn off the live stream. After all, she just graduated and is seriously tight on funds. Earning a bit more tip money is always a good thing for being a strong, independent girl. Arthur, don't mind what chat is saying. Haha, I don't mind at all. You shake your head. It's a live stream. Netizens just love to cause a ruckus. You don't care and directly shout to the street stall boss. Boss, 2 servings of grilled cold noodles, loaded up with everything. 1 serving with extra sweet and sour sauce. I didn't expect you to still remember that I love sweet and sour sauce, Arthur. Lily is incredibly touched. So you also love sweet and sour sauce. You scratch your head and chuckle, adding then make both servings with extra sugar and vinegar. Lily doesn't know whether to laugh or cry. Turns out she was just being overly romantic for no reason. Here are your 2 loaded servings of grilled cold noodles. The boss hands the steaming food over to you. Ding! Host spent $20 to buy grilled cold noodles. Rewarded with 1,000 thuzu in cash. Holy mother of money. Your hand, which just took the noodles, trembles violently. The Lamborghini was already luxurious enough. Now buying a cheap street snack actually directly rewards 1 billion in cash. This is really sending you straight to the moon. You eat first, you hastily yank out your phone. Seeing the balance of 1,932.3 sitting pretty in your bank app, you are wildly, uncontrollably overjoyed. It's actually real. 1 billion. For an ordinary guy like you, giving you 10 hypercars doesn't bring even half as much security and pure satisfaction as 1 billion in liquid cash. Haha, I'm in a fantastic mood today. After finishing these noodles, I'll treat you to milk tea. You declare with unparalleled heroism. Now, after being authenticated by a mountain of cash and a luxury car, you know you can get rich literally just by spending money. Shouldn't you hurry up and find dumb reasons to spend more? After eating your fill of the super large portion of noodles with extra sweet and sour sauce, you directly take Lily to a high-end milk tea shop nearby. Judging from the previous experience, the more money you spend, the greater the reward. You need to quickly test this theory. Arthur, you paid for the food. I must pay for the drinks. I can't let you spend money all day, Lily says somewhat shyly. If you want to treat me, you can treat me to a big meal in a few days. Hit me up on WeChat anytime. You smile slightly. Now that you just got the spend money to get rich system, shouldn't you hurry up and spend cash just to feel the dopamine rush? The proprietress is also very perceptive. Seeing this picture-perfect couple walk in, she directly recommends the latest midsummer couples special, Childhood Sweethearts. Yo, even an ultimate intern scrub like you has such a beautiful girlfriend. What an absolute waste of heaven's gifts. Just as you are about to tap your phone to pay, a highly sarcastic voice comes from behind. Huh? You turn your head. Behind you is a middle-aged man wearing glasses, looking exactly like a beast dressed in human clothing, holding a heavily made-up woman tightly by the waist. Standing right behind you, you are all too familiar with this particular jerk. Justin, the intern team leader at the software company you joined. He got a small petty management position by relying purely on nepotism connections, walking around using his tiny sliver of authority like an imperial decree every single day. He hasn't caused you any shortage of trouble with his daily sarcasm before. You definitely didn't expect to actually run into him here. You haven't even received your internship salary for this month yet, have you? Heh, not even 2 pennies to rub together in your pocket. And you dare to come out and imitate rich people picking up girls? Justin tightens his greasy grip on the woman's waist in his arms, causing the woman to fake giggle and act coy. His jealousy and targeted bullying are not without reason. The cute intern girls he originally had his creepy eye on actually all admired you because you are genuinely handsome. They don't even give him the time of day. Darn it, these little brats who haven't been beaten up by the real world yet, just entered society and don't understand the absolute beauty of power and money. The handsome guy they admire so much. I've casually used some office politics this month and marginalized him so badly his face is in the dirt. Ha 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 ha. Originally, his petty heart was full of a sick sense of accomplishment. But now, seeing you actually hooked up with a super pure beauty 100 times prettier than those intern girls, this makes his flames of toxic jealousy burn hotter than ever. He immediately prepares to start drama. What did he order just now? Childhood sweethearts, right? Today, I'll buy all the milk tea of this kind in your entire shop. High-end milk tea is not cheap, especially here in Magic City. Buying all the stock of one flavor for a day is at least 100 cups. Several $1,000s. Justin is so handsome. His financial scope is not something those smelly intern girls who just entered society can even begin to comprehend. The glamorous woman repeatedly flatters him. This is way too much, Lily says repeatedly, looking stressed. The live broadcast room also completely explodes. Stream chat. Why is our guy so arrogant? Holy crap! Stream chat, simply. Showing off in front of a literal billionaire boss. Is this guy's brain broken? Exactly. Spending a few $1,000s and acting like he owns the world. This is just too freaking funny, isn't it? Stream chat dush. I am heavily looking forward to the billionaire boss slapping his face right back. You now have the get-rich system. Your entire mentality is completely different from before. There are many ways to slap someone's face. Naturally, you won't stoop to a verbal screaming match with actual garbage. A hint of a mocking smile curls up at the corner of your mouth. You turn around and say grandly to the shop owner, I'll buy all the milk tea here. Period? What? Are you out of your freaking mind? Can you even afford it? Justin is totally dumbfounded. How dare he talk back? But after thinking about it for a second, he puts his mind at ease and sneers, forcing yourself to buy it all just to save face. I see you talking big but unable to actually pay. You're just going to make a massive fool of yourself as the ultimate scrub in front of your little goddess. Arthur, why don't we just forget it? Lily hastily tries to advise you. You smile and shake your head, directly whipping out a bank card and saying, Boss lady, swipe the card. Young man, my milk tea sales can reach nearly 100,000 a day. Even with a 20% bulk discount, it's still 80,000 bucks. The proprietress repeatedly tries to talk you out of it. Why don't we forget it? It's not worth going broke for a moment's impulse. She can also tell your outfit isn't worth much money. Probably still a broke intern who just entered society. Absolutely no discounts. You are startled upon hearing the proprietress wants to give you a discount. Right now, the more you spend, the more awesome the system reward. If it's discounted, wouldn't that make you lose a massive amount of reward money? You are absolutely unwilling to accept a discount. Stream chat, this is a true divine rich boss. Stream chat, getting a discount on shopping feels like a personal insult to him. This is just too darn awesome. Holy crap, this kid actually swiped his card. Justin is flabbergasted. A lowly, pathetic intern. Where on earth did he get so much money? I must be dreaming. He shakes his head, unable to believe it, feeling a burning phantom paint on his face. This? All right. The proprietress smiles bitterly and swipes the card. Beep, approved. All the ingredients in the shop today will be used. We are only making them for you. You casually point a finger at Justin. Except for these 2 clowns, you can sell my drinks to anyone else for free as you please. You essentially spent $100,000 to buy the operating rights of the milk tea shop for a single day. The whole shop is yours. If you say don't serve these two pieces of work, then absolutely don't serve them. Ding! Detected that the host spent $100,000 to buy the operating rights of the milk tea shop for a day. Rewarded with the property deeds to the entire Magic City Empire Commercial Building? Empire Commercial Building? Isn't that the exact commercial skyscraper where my company is located? A highly playful look immediately surges in your eyes. Just now you spent $100,000 to buy a day's operating right of a tiny milk tea shop. The system rewarded the property rights of the entire freaking Empire Commercial skyscraper. You totally didn't expect the company you intern for is also renting space in your newly acquired building. Are you openly opposing me? At this moment, Justin is completely utterly furious. Opposing? Are you even worthy of that word? You shake your head and laugh, completely not intending to pay any more attention to Justin. You are now a super big shot with $1 billion in cash, a top-tier hypercar, and a massive commercial skyscraper. A mere insect like Justin. To be realistic, he isn't even worthy of carrying your shoes. Let me tell you, you are finished. Tomorrow at work, I'll directly have my brother-in-law fire your butt. Although Justin has some decent savings, to suddenly pull out over $100,000 just to show off for ego, he can't afford it. So he lost the wallet battle but refuses to lose the attitude. No way. Justin, the milk tea here is the absolute best. I want to drink this one. You wouldn't actually be unable to beat a broke intern kid, would you? The woman whines loudly in utter disappointment. Justin is so angry he could literally vomit blood. Why can't this stupid woman read the room? Does she really have to force him to spend over $100,000? Why did he bring such a brainless liability out on a date? Here is your milk tea. Please take it. The proprietress looks at Justin's heavily deflated, red-faced appearance and is also secretly extremely happy. Although acting out of pure anger and spending over $100,000 seems a bit unwise to her, she has to admit, watching you do this is indeed incredibly satisfying. Still standing here like an idiot? If you stand here until tomorrow, there might be a leftover cup for you. You shrug your shoulders, taking the premium milk tea and walking out of the shop side by side with Lily, leaving behind a pale-faced Justin who is violently trembling with anger, and the woman whining and crying non-stop right beside him. Arthur, if I don't have my brother-in-law fire you tomorrow morning, I'll take your surname and call you Daddy, he roars like a maniac. Walking to the door, your footsteps pause for a second. Forget it. I don't want an ugly, unfilial son like you. It's not worth angering your new father to death. The supercar starts up with a roar. Lily laughs so hard she bends over beside you in the passenger seat. Arthur, you are really too amazing. Did you see that beast in a suit? He was so angry he almost smashed his own phone. Just getting by. You smile faintly. The real good show starts tomorrow. By the way, Arthur, that guy seems to have quite a bit of power in your company's management. Will he really cause bad trouble for you tomorrow? Lily is a bit worried for your career. You pat the carbon fiber steering wheel of your hypercar. The meaning is self-evident. Oh right, Arthur is a super divine billionaire boss now. Justin should be the one terrified of trouble. Lily smiles sweetly, relaxing. All right, it's getting late. Let's get you home safely first. You smile and step on the gas pedal. The heart-palpitating buzzing sound of the hypercar tearing up the street explodes again, like a sleek shadow in the dark night weaving effortlessly through the bustling, neon streets of Magic City. A moment later, you arrive at the Fuhua residential area. Although Lily is just a small-time streamer because she has a few top-tier big-shot supporters, she can also receive quite a lot of gift shares every month. At least the apartment she rents is a much higher-class building than yours. Then I'll get going. Arthur, if you have time, I'll definitely treat you to a big meal in return. Lily raises her phone to indicate you should text her on WeChat. After dropping Lily off safely, you drive the supercar directly back to the rundown residential area where you currently rent a tiny room. Auntie Mary, I've transferred this month's rent to you. After entering the cramped room, you WeChat transferred the back rent you owed. Your spine straightens up a bit, finally debt-free. Huh? Did you strike it rich somewhere, boy? Auntie Mary looks at her phone's WeChat transfer notification with extreme astonishment. Not only did you clear the rent for these past few months, there's even a hefty surplus tipped in. Auntie Mary, you've taken really good care of me these past few hard months. This is exactly what I should do. You don't explain the system, you just smile warmly. Ding! Detected that the host spent $5,000 to pay rent. Rewarded with a top-tier mountaintop mansion in the Yunding Area of Magic City, worth $880 million. The property deed and all other related luxury documents have been securely added to your portable system space. Your heart does a massive backflip. But after being fully baptized by the Lamborghini Veneno, $1 billion in raw cash, and even a commercial skyscraper, you already have some psychological defense built up against this sudden heavenly windfall of a mega mansion. Opening the portable space that comes with the system, besides the fresh property deed for the villa, there are many complete, stacked documents, including the ones the system didn't verbally mention before, like the massive property deed for the Empire Commercial Building and such. Maybe because there are way too many related documents for an entire skyscraper, the system AI just directly omitted reading them aloud, so for a moment you don't lose your composure and keep a straight face. Haha, my daughter fancies you so much, it's only right for me to take care of my future son-in-law. What? Judging from your tone and this big tip, are you planning to move out? Auntie Mary asks with some sudden uncertainty in her heart. Yes, Auntie Mary. Now that you have the ultimate get-rich system, you originally wanted to go house hunting to buy a top-tier luxury apartment anyway. You totally didn't expect that just by paying your basic rent, the system actually directly rewarded you with a god-tier grand villa in Yunding. Compared to this level of an ultra villa, a top-tier luxury apartment is just a peasant's hut. Auntie Mary is instantly a bit anxious. Young man, aren't you living quite well here? If you move out, Lucy will probably come crying and question me. You scratch your head awkwardly. Now that you own a super grand villa, you obviously can't still live in this tiny, dingy space, but Auntie Mary has indeed taken great care of you these past days. Otherwise, you wouldn't have transferred so much extra rent to her as a thank you. Auntie Mary looks at you closely. She is actually quite satisfied with this young man. As a seasoned landlady with 3 or 4 houses in Magic City under her family's name, she considers herself not short of money. She just wants to find a son-in-law who is genuinely good to her daughter, and that's enough. You are handsome, tall, gentle, and highly motivated. Got into a good software company right after graduation. Your future is highly promising. She is very, very fond of you. I know what it is. You must have finally gotten your first big salary. So you want to upgrade to a better apartment. How about this? My family owns another really good apartment building right in the high-end Fufu residential area. It just so happens a tenant is moving out tomorrow morning. You can live there. I'll give you a massive 30% family discount. Just count your rent as $3,000 a month. Auntie Mary's kind words touch you very much. Fuhua residential area is considered a premium high-end apartment building. The market rent there is at least $5,000. Counting you as $3,000 is really her taking a loss just to keep you around. No, Auntie Mary, I'd feel really bad taking advantage of you like that. I actually just bought my own place in Magic City. I only came back this time to pack up some important personal items. You say breezily, dropping the bomb. Buy a house? Auntie Mary is entirely stunned. She knows your financial conditions clearly. Otherwise, you wouldn't be squeezed in her cheap Shinwas residential area. She knows all too well how astronomically high the housing prices in Magic City are. A basic, tiny apartment costs at least several million at the bare minimum. Where does a fresh intern suddenly get so much money to buy real estate? The moving company coming to pack up the room will be here soon. I'll just have them send everything straight to Villa number 1 at the very top of the Yunding Villa area. You laugh casually. What's wrong, Auntie Mary? Is there a problem? Looking at Auntie Mary's highly suspicious, wide-eyed gaze, you feel a burst of slight guilt for shocking her. Child, were you struck in the head by someone at that internship company again? Why are you starting to have severe delusions? Auntie Mary looks at her precious future son-in-law with some genuine heartache. After reaching out and touching your forehead to check for a fever, she finally asks doubtfully. No fever either. Oh no, the poor boy has really gone silly from stress. You smile bitterly. Helplessly, you can only pull out the exclusive, ultra-premium identity card for the Yunding Villa area. This box can't be faked, right? The room access cards for the Yunding Villa area are all supreme magnetic cards heavily inlaid with real gold and premium jadeite. Just the master workmanship and raw materials alone are worth millions. It simply can't be replicated or faked. This! Even Auntie Mary, who proudly owns 3 or 4 houses in Magic City, starts trembling. When taking this heavy room card, her hands are shaking uncontrollably. This is the legendary Yunding Villa area. Compared to the top-tier dignitaries living inside those gates, she is just like a street beggar. She looks at you and instantly imagines countless novel-worthy plots in her head. Could it be that he is actually a super-rich second-generation heir who came out to the slums just to experience normal life? Now that his 3-year poverty test period is up, is he going to inherit a trillion-dollar family fortune? Or could it be he fell in love with Lucy at first sight, deliberately hiding his billionaire identity to live in this dump just to get close to her daughter? By the time Auntie Mary snaps out of her wild daydreams and comes back to her senses, she realizes you have long slipped away. Sigh. This child really hides his unfathomable depth. No. I have to contact Lucy immediately. Such a super-rich, golden ticket son-in-law absolutely cannot be missed by Lucy. Meanwhile, the Lamborghini Veneno speeds all the way down the highway, causing countless gasps of amazement and attracting massive attention on the road. Finally, the beastly car stops right in front of the ultra-exclusive Yunding Mountain Villa area gates. What's the situation here? You look at the grand entrance of the villa area. A massive line of fair, long legs has gathered in formation. Oh my, it's the legendary Black Silk Beauty Group of the Villa Area's elite property management team. Is it the esteemed Mr. Arthur? The head security guard next to them asks respectfully, bowing deeply. It's me. You are still a bit unclear about the current grand situation. Congratulations on purchasing the undisputed king of villas in the Yunding area. Yunding Villa number 1. Our Yunding Property Management Company has specially organized this grand welcome ceremony to bring you the ultimate experience of an emperor returning to his palace. Polite and highly refined next to the guard, the stunning leader of the Black Silk Beauty Group with outstanding temperament respectfully explains to you. You, meanwhile, are totally surrounded by the fragrant Black Silk Beauty Group, slowly familiarizing yourself with the ultra-luxurious environment in the Yunding Villa area. Over here is our Yunding Villa number 1, the King Villa itself. The leader of the beauty group, Monica Yumomo, has an outstandingly elegant temperament, gorgeous face and a killer figure, bouncing slightly as she confidently walks, intentionally or unintentionally brushing against your arm as she guides you, making your heart slightly restless. Is this what being a mega-rich person is really like? You feel extremely satisfied secretly. Since the property management delivered such premium service right to your door, naturally, you won't awkwardly refuse either. You let go of your broken-turn mindset and simply enjoy the soft, luxurious VIP treatment all the way. Soon enough, Monica takes you to tour every single massive corner of the house. Standing at the master bedroom door, she looks at you with a slightly flushed face. This is my personal WeChat. I was specifically assigned by the company to be entirely responsible for your daily life. I am your personal, exclusive community consultant. If you have any needs at all, no matter how late at night, I will personally provide door-to-door service. Monica looks at you with watery, highly suggestive eyes. The words personal, exclusive door-to-door service are enunciated extremely clearly, leaving zero room for misunderstanding. Got it. You nod understandingly and send away the beautiful Monica, for now. Then you comfortably flop down on the 8-figure designer sofa, casually browsing your new phone. WeChat suddenly pings. Seeing the contact remark is Lucy, Liu Qianqian. Your expression becomes highly colorful. Lucy is Auntie Mary's daughter. Ever since you moved into that cheap apartment, she has always aggressively had designs on you. In short, she heavily craves your body. Arthur, why did you move out so suddenly? Didn't we agree that if you weren't used to that room, you'd move to my mom's Fuhua residential area building? You didn't keep your word, woo woo woo. Lucy directly sends a pitiful, wronged little crying emoji, making you unable to resist scratching your head in amusement. I bought a house. I can't just leave a brand new house totally empty, right? You have to tell the truth. Bought a house? My mom literally just called and said you bought Villa number 1 in the Yunding Villa area. I thought she was absolutely joking. Is it actually true? Arthur, so you are actually a hidden super rich second-generation heir? Could it be that Arthur, you took a fancy to me long ago? And these past few months of living in the slums were all a test to inspect my character? I'm so incredibly touched. I'm going to ask my professor for leave and book a flight back to find you immediately. I'm going to pin you down on your new bed so you can't ever get up. Looking at the rapid-fire series of unhinged messages from the girl, you don't know whether to laugh or cry. If a girl likes you, even if you call her a literal pig, she will automatically imagine you are just calling her cute. So it's a hard truth that a simp shouldn't ever try to be a monk. Then I'll wait for you. You casually reply to the message and then ignore her. Lucy just returned to the US a few days ago to give a massive research report at an Ivy League university. How could she possibly just drop everything and come back just by saying so? Of course, she's just joking. Then it's a total deal. Meanwhile, in the US, Lucy's usually glamorous and cold academic face is full of deep shyness. This is the very first time Arthur has hinted back so clearly. I'm so ridiculously happy. She looks down at her own chest, extremely confident in her flawless looks and figure. As long as you give her even a tiny chance, she has the absolute confidence to make you linger, forget to return, and completely fall head over heels for her. Sending an email to my advisor directly to ask for emergency leave. I should also book the first-class flight ticket in advance. While Lucy is a world away imagining various happy, highly compromised postures, you open a certain short video app and click into Lily's live broadcast room, because she spent the day accompanied by the divine rich boss Arthur, witnessing the epic face-slapping of the gold digger with her own eyes, eating cheap grilled cold noodles at a street stall with a guy who drove a Veneno, and directly booking an entire milk tea shop. Events vastly more exciting than any scripted TV drama. Lily directly gained 20 to 30,000 new followers in hours. At this time, the new viewers pouring into her live broadcast room are all spamming Lily with all sorts of questions about you at once. Stream chat. Lily, what's your actual relationship with that divine rich boss from during the day? Stream chat. He actually drives a 70 million Lamborghini Veneno. Stream chat, yeah, the 70 million hypercar street stall video is going massively viral right now. Stream chat, which hidden mega tycoon's rich second-generation heir is this? I want his WeChat contact info. Wah, I look very pretty dressed as a woman, I swear. Stream chat, back off, divine rich boss Arthur is mine. Lily looks at the rapidly scrolling bullet comments, a bit happy for the clout, but also a bit jealous of the thirst. But looking at the bullet comments, she is also genuinely shocked. She could clearly tell your sports car was very expensive during the day, at least several million, but she truly didn't expect it to be a world-class hypercar. It's actually worth 70 million. 70 million! What kind of absurd concept is that? Regular people dream of winning the lottery and they only dream of 5 million. System notification. Congratulations to Big Bro Howie for sending helicopters X99. Stream chat, holy crap, Big Bro Howie is here. The good show is officially starting. Stream chat, ha ha ha. Howie has always been Lily's top toxic supporter. He's been drooling over Lily for a long time. Stream chat lush. Now seeing everyone spamming the chat about divine rich boss Arthur. He's probably so mad his blood pressure is blasting through the roof. Uh-oh. Lily is also slightly stunned and annoyed. Why is this incredibly annoying guy here again? Her heart is completely filled with you. She has absolutely zero feelings for Big Bro Howie, but the more she shows she doesn't like him, the more fiercely he angrily sends gifts. He's simply like a financial masochist. She completely can't understand his damaged brain. In a flashy small villa somewhere in Magic City, Howard, Big Bro Howie, sits aggressively on his genuine leather sofa. His obviously kidney deficient, bagged eyes glow as he obsessively looks at Lily on screen. This kind of fresh, unconventional, spotless, pure beauty, even with his sleazy life experience, is a super rare sight. He frantically sends her expensive digital gifts every single day, preparing to use brute force money to break her defenses down. But as soon as he struts into the live broadcast room today, what everyone is discussing is actually not him, the established big local tyrant, but instead, some absolute nonsense divine rich boss Arthur. Just as he is about to curse out loud asking who the heck is this fake boss Arthur, the entrance notification of a level 1 Smurf account named Divine Rich Boss Arthur makes the entire live broadcast room instantly go totally crazy. Seeing the newcomer as you, Lily's eyes instantly light up like stars. It's Arthur! Welcome! Local tyrant Howie sits on the sofa, his face flushed beet red with anger. I sent you thousands in gifts and you practically ignore me. Now this mere level 1 scrub Smurf account comes in and does literally nothing, and you call him by his first name with so much sweetness. Jealousy completely twists Howard's face as he violently gnashes his teeth. You country bumpkin who popped out of nowhere. Watch me utterly crush your pathetic momentum with a mountain of gifts. System notification. Congratulations to Big Bro Howie for sending Carnival X1. Full broadcast room global announcement has been made. Just as everyone is questioning if the level 1 account is the divine rich boss himself, the flashy Carnival special effects cover the entire screen. Stream chat. Wow, Howie is so generous. The boss is flexing. The live broadcast room starts a massive wave of flattery. Good evening, Lily. At this time, you completely ignore the effects and inappropriately send a casual, text-only greeting. Stream chat. Wow, divine rich boss Arthur is actually talking to the streamer. Stream chat, first time getting so close to a divine rich boss. I'm so happy I'm going to faint. Stream chat, does boss Arthur lack female companions? I look very pretty dressed as a woman, meow. It's you disgusting guy again. Get out. Don't try to snatch my male god's attention. One single text sentence from you directly overpowers the visual power of Howard's expensive carnival, starting to completely reverse the rhythm and focus of the live broadcast room again. Holy crap! Howard is completely dumbfounded. What the heck is this situation? One casual text sentence is more awesome than my paid carnival. What exactly is this guy's terrifying background? He's not totally stupid either. At this time, he also realizes this might be a formidable opponent. That guy named Arthur something. You're pretty cocky, huh? Dare to compete with real money? Howie directly issues a public challenge in chat. Stream chat, wow, Howie is jealous. Stream chat, I wonder who is actually richer between these two. Stream chat, is the epic battle of the divine rich bosses about to begin? Grab the popcorn. The netizens are all gleefully watching the excitement, not minding at all if the drama gets bigger, egging them both on sarcastically. You take a slow sip of Romane Conti wine in your new villa. A hint of a cold, amused smile crosses the corner of your mouth. You were literally just worrying about having nowhere to spend all this system money. And here a wallet war comes knocking right on your digital door. What's a measly carnival? The single sip of Romane Conti you casually just took, who knows how many carnivals it equals. And you can also help your old classmate Lily earn a massive amount of gift money in the process. I'll oblige. Simply typing out 2 confident words causes an absolute climax in the live broadcast room. Stream chat, des divine rich boss Arthur is truly worthy of being a top-tier boss. Speaking is so aloof and concise. Stream chat, it's on, ha ha ha, there's a good show to watch. Great! Local tyrant Howie excitedly sits up from his sofa. Your grandpa Howard has never lost in a head-on clash. His sweaty fingers frantically poke the screen, typing out highly arrogant declarations of war. All right, we won't play fancy tricks. Simple and brutal. Only send the most expensive item. The carnival. Let's see who can send more. Don't run away crying with your tail between your legs later. And you just smile faintly, typing out. Always ready to oblige. Holy crap, still dare to talk back. Howard was already flushed with anger. At this time, he completely loses all reason. He directly adjusts the carnival gift amount to 10. Tap, 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 tap. Fingers click rapidly. Instantly, 100 carnivals are sent out in a massive wave. Stream chat, holy freaking crap! 100 carnivals, Howie is going crazy. One carnival costs $2,000 to $3,000. 100 sent together is $200,000 to $300,000. Burning most people's half-life savings in a few short seconds makes all the netizens in the live broadcast room extremely envious. How about it? I'll make it so you can't even follow the very first wave. A young kid dares to compare financial resources with me? How much allowance can your daddy possibly give you? Local tyrant Howie doesn't believe at all that you have your own money, and even if you do, it's strictly limited by daddy's credit card. You shake your head and smile faintly. Directly adjust the carnival amount to 100. After clicking once, send another single one separately. 101 carnivals. Exactly suppressing the local tyrant by exactly 1. Ultimate disrespect. Stream chat, ha 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 ha. Boss Arthur's move is way too savage. 666. Lily looks at the massive carnival special effects that simply can't stop exploding on her screen, watching with absolute trepidation. In the blink of an eye, 4 to 500,000 in cash gifts float by. She has zero interest in paying attention to Howard, but you are her male god. How can she let her male god spend so much money on a stupid internet beef? She says softly into the mic. How about we just drop it, Arthur? Please? I'll bleeping ruin you. At this moment, Howard is completely blindingly furious. Slapping my face in public by adding just 1, right? I'll let you see your grandpa Howard's true financial power. After typing that, he violently recharges millions of app coins into his account using his black card. Stream chat dus, I just came over from next door's stream, specifically here to watch the live broadcast billionaire battle. Stream chat dus, does anyone know the lore? Kick me to explain. The battle of the divine rich bosses between the two sides instantly raises the heat of the live broadcast room to over 1 million concurrent viewers. This topic also insanely quickly climbs the trending list of the entire short video app. The decisive battle is imminent. The heat of the live broadcast room, after getting on the front page trending list, actually astonishingly reaches over 2 million viewers. Countless people frantically smash the like button, begging for the local tyrant carnival battle to get even bloodier. You're still way too green to show off in front of me. Howard looks at his newly recharged, huge amount of coins, brimming with toxic confidence. Here's another 100 carnivals. Let's see if that crushes your tiny wallet. Oh, you raise an eyebrow and once again calmly tap out exactly 101 carnivals. Every single time you just intentionally suppress him by 1. At this time, local tyrant Howard's face turns purple. Although he recharged hundreds of thousands, if he keeps sending like this, his liquid funds will bottom out in 2 or 3 waves, and you look like a total bottomless pit. No matter how much he wildly sends, you can effortlessly suppress him. Gulp! He's suddenly a little scared. Hiss, this isn't right. Am I being set up by an agency? Howard hesitates. After nervously pacing in his living room for a long time, he finally grits his teeth and types angrily. Whatever, I don't freaking believe it. I've lived for over 30 years and my bank account isn't even as good as some brat. After typing that, he unloads all the remaining coins in his account at once. System notification. Congratulations to Big Bro Howie for sending Carnival X199. Stream chat. Wow, holy crap, he's exerting force. He's going all in. Stream chat. Can Boss Arthur keep up? 199 carnivals is nearly 500,000 bucks. Stream chat. This is not a small amount. Too showy. If only I was 1% this rich. This desperate wave of carnivals instantly pushes the room's atmosphere to a fever-pitch climax. Just as everyone is extremely excited waiting for your move, you casually, almost sleepily tap out a wave of 999 carnivals, and then literally toss the phone aside onto the sofa. Because mathematically, Howard on the other side has completely collapsed. It's literally impossible for him to send anymore without selling a kidney. The exact moment they see 999 carnivals floating by, everyone is totally dumbfounded. 2 million screaming people in the live broadcast room instantly go dead quiet. Lily also covers her mouth, too shocked to even speak. 999 carnivals. This is simply astronomical. After a long, stunned silence, only then does someone in the chat finally react. Stream chat, is this a literal god of wealth I kneel? Stream chat, way too scary. Moved a single finger and 2.5 million cash is gone. Howard is also paralyzed on his leather sofa, completely giving up the struggle. Sigh, I really kicked a titanium plate today. He silently, shamefully exits the short video app, covering his face, too afraid to see people. He just mocked the other party, and now in less than 10 minutes, his face was slapped smack, smack, smack. Stream chat, why did Howie misfire? No movement for a long time. Stream chat, he ran away crying long ago. Ultimately, this legendary battle of the Divine Rich Bosses ends with your nuke of 999 carnivals. And tonight, the name of Divine Rich Boss Arthur also successfully reaches the absolute top of the short video app's global trending list. Overnight, your level 1 account's followers break through 5 million, directly surpassing the streamer Lily herself. You look at the surging 5 million followers, can't help but sigh dramatically. How lonely it is to be so completely invincible. It's also quite showy. Countless girls take the initiative to send their spicy photos in private messages on the app, then frantically send you thirsty voice messages trying to attract your attention. You even doubt if your IP address is exposed. Too scary. After the broadcast ends, Lily hastily explains to you on WeChat. It was really troubling you today, Arthur. How about I return all the money you tipped me? You tipped way too much. She simply can't accept it without massive misgivings. She doesn't want you to ever think she's a gold digger like Jane. Don't talk about this nonsense. Didn't you say you were going to treat me to a meal? Just make it up with the meal money. After you casually send the message, you lazily return to the master bedroom of the villa. The effect of the premium alcohol slowly goes to your head. You fall into a beautiful, deep sleep, ending a glorious day of showing off. Early the next morning, the after effect of this wine is really quite strong, but I feel incomparably comfortable after waking up. No headache at all. Perhaps this is the true charm of what is hailed as the supreme king of red wine, Romane Conti. Oh right, I tipped so much money last night, there should be some massive system reward, right? I got too drunk last night from the wine that costs tens of thousands a sip. I must have missed the system notification sound. Wait, I remember. You suddenly slap your forehead, recalling the system's reward notification sound from your dreams. Ding! Detected that you spent 2.68 million on live stream tips. Triggered special reward. Mastery of national martial arts. Wait, could it be that my head doesn't ache not because the wine is good, but because my physical fitness has magically become superhuman? You leap up from the bed, finding yourself feeling as light as a swallow, almost hitting the nearly 14-foot-high bedroom ceiling. You don't even need to test your agility. Just casually jumping straight up is over 12 feet. The world record is barely touching 10. This is already way beyond the realm of normal human physics. This energetic feeling, where I wouldn't even feel tired after fighting for 7 days and 7 nights. Really not bad at all. You clench your fist, feeling the ultimate explosive, abundant energy inside your body. Your self-confidence bursts through the roof. You make up your mind. It just so happens you are going to the Empire Building today to officially check out your newly acquired skyscraper real estate. You'll drop by the bank first to transfer some living money to your parents. Let's remit 200,000 to mom and dad first. The reason you only transfer 200,000 is not because you are stingy. What if you really casually transfer $1 billion? These two old folks might instead have a heart attack, worrying that you are doing something highly illegal in Magic City, and take a train down to give you a lesson of love with a broom to teach you how to be a good, honest person. Dongfa Bank, Rainbow Road Branch. After parking the Veneno, you walk straight to the VIP counter window. Transfer? The counter clerk, Megan, glances up at your casual intern outfit. Obviously not very interested, she asks with a bored drawl. The daily transfer limit for your basic card is 50,000. You can't transfer more. Clerk Megan hears you want to transfer 200,000, pouts her lips and says indifferently, "Can the limit be raised?" You frown. Why does Megan's tone sound like you are not a customer, but a beggar who owes her money instead? Sure, how much? Is 1 billion enough? Megan rolls her eyes sarcastically. She followed someone on the short video app last night. A super divine rich boss who can suddenly send 9.99 carnivals. She even sent 2 highly suggestive photos to his DMs, short of delivering herself to his bed. As a result, the guy completely ignored her. This makes the highly insecure Megan very angry today. Seeing this young man dressed like an ultimate scrub, she can't help but be incredibly sour and vent on him. What do you mean by that? You frown, and your tone also turns ice cold. You don't even look at how much petty cash is in your card, and you try to act like a big boss raising the limit. It's really quite funny. If you're not in that elite circle, don't always try to squeeze in shamelessly. Megan openly scolds you. But secretly, she is actually scolding herself for not living up to her own gold-digging expectations, unable to hook up with a real divine rich boss. I really don't know how much money is in my card. How about you log in and help me count? You sneer. Count, you sour young loser. That little bit of pocket change can be seen at a single glance. Megan takes a lazy glance at her monitor. The outrageously, absurdly long number in the balance column instantly makes her jump straight up from her office chair, covering her mouth, completely unable to believe her own eyes. 1 0 2 zeros 3. This freaking number is over $1 billion. This is over $1 billion in raw liquid cash. Someone who can casually deposit over $1 billion in cash in one single checking account. Their total assets must be over 10 billion, right? Her unintentional insecure mockery actually just mocked a super literal mega tycoon. Sir, I was so wrong. She now completely understands she has provoked a massive career-ending trouble. A sharp-eyed senior staff member nearby had already noticed the screen and reported the matter to the bank president. The branch president hastily runs down from his plush office upstairs, looking miserable and sweaty, but his face is already plastered with a highly ingratiating, desperate smile. This customer is a walking gold mine. Mr. Arthur. The little girl at the front desk of our bank is incredibly ignorant. I'll fire her immediately later. Please don't take offense. I will personally satisfy all your banking needs and upgrade your card to a Supreme Black Card entirely for free. The president constantly spews good words, bowing repeatedly. You nod slightly, barely satisfied with the branch president's terrified attitude. As long as it is taken out, the black card basically can prove one's untouchable identity anywhere in the world. The Supreme Black Card has absolutely 0 daily transfer limits. The annualized deposit rate is also negotiated privately, usually several times that of an ordinary user. Assets strictly over 100 million are eligible to even apply. The handling fee alone is almost hundreds of thousands. Leaving the billion in there guarantees tens of millions, or even more, in extra passive income every single year. This is exactly why the rich get richer. without doing anything. Even if the money just sits in the bank, it will continuously appreciate and multiply. This, Megan is completely dumbfounded. A petty slip of the tongue caused her to instantly lose her cushy job. This kind of dramatic plot that would only appear in soap operas actually happened to her. This young man is simply too terrifying. She lowers her head. Her mind is a blank slate, swearing to whatever gods are listening to never judge people by their clothing again. Holding the heavy metal Supreme Black card. After easily transferring $200,000 to your parents' card, you walk out and get into your Lamborghini Veneno. Alright, it's time to check out my new skyscraper real estate. You whistle a happy tune, driving the Veneno towards the towering Empire Building. The Empire Building is your biggest financial trump card right now. You specially checked the market stats yesterday. This skyscraper must sell for at least hundreds of billions. With this building, your total assets will directly enter the very top of the country's Forbes list. Development potential is endless. Leaving it there and doing absolutely nothing, just from renting it out to massive corporations, the rent every 10 years is tens of billions. It's simply a massive concrete hen that lays golden eggs. It turns out that before, the only difference between me and the top billionaires was that I was just missing a skyscraper. You drive casually, and in no time you arrive at the massive Empire Building. It's already 10 a.m. now. After driving the hypercar directly into the VIP underground parking lot of the building, you walk into the building lobby as usual. Seems like there are still some petty things in the old software company to deal with. Might as well go up and officially resign. You can definitely say you've suffered a lot of severe grievances in this toxic internship company this month. Under the fake guise of training newcomers, it's actually just ruthlessly exploiting the free labor of interns. Plus Justin, this rat-faced team leader who always finds trouble. All the unfair treatment received before. Today you will return it tenfold. Ding! The elevator opens. You lazily stroll into the intern area of the company floor. At this time, the people in the intern area are all trembling and discussing in hushed, nervous voices. I heard yesterday that team leader Justin got his face epically slapped by Arthur at the milk tea shop. He's waiting here today specifically to find trouble with him. Arthur still hasn't come today. Is he scared? What are you saying? Arthur wouldn't be scared. A female intern on the side says dissatisfied. Then why do you think he still hasn't shown up? Coward. A few jealous male interns also spare no effort in making a hit. This is just a fact. The female intern is unable to retort and can only mutter, maybe he just overslept. I don't care what his pathetic reason is. Justin aggressively steps on a desk with one foot, his face twisted with ugly anger. Since childhood, his family conditions have been good. His brother-in-law, Gary, is even a high-level executive manager in this company. He has always gotten whatever he wanted. Who dares to show off in front of him? Yesterday, not only did he let Arthur, this broke kid who just graduated, show off, he even showed off so much that Justin completely lost his temper and wallet. That night, that glamorous woman despised him for having no financial backbone and dumped him directly, failed to show off and lost his girl and face instead. This directly makes him explode with vindictive anger. Provoked me, and still dare to be freaking late today. He's dead meat, I'm telling you. Even if the King of Heaven comes down, he can't save him. I, Master Justin, say so. Oh, is that so? Your lazy, confident voice comes over the cubicles. Several female interns' eyes instantly light up. They look over repeatedly, but then start deeply worrying about you again. After all, Justin is indeed someone no one dares to provoke in the company due to his nepotism. This time, Justin is clearly really furious. Arthur is going to be in deep trouble. The jealous guys are all gleefully gloating over your incoming misfortune. Only your only real friend present keeps winking at you frantically. You look at Zach, who keeps winking and making panicked faces at you, telling you to be careful of Justin. You smile indifferently. You knew Zach since junior high. He used to be your loyal little follower, calling you Boss Arthur. After graduation, you actually somehow found jobs at the same company. Your bro relationship has always been strong. Yo, you're freaking late today. And you're acting so self-righteous and cocky, huh? Seeing his prey finally arrive, Justin directly jumps down from the desk. After angrily straightening his fake gold-rimmed glasses, he approaches menacingly. The reason you chose to come and resign first, instead of first revealing your billionaire identity and taking over the building, is for this very satisfying moment. You know, with Justin's toxic personality, he will definitely find trouble with you today. If you reveal your identity first, with his tiny bit of pathetic courage, it would be good enough if he didn't directly wet his pants, kneel, and beg for mercy. Then you wouldn't be able to enjoy the visceral thrill of taking revenge with your own hands. With your current god-tier status, making him and his corrupt brother-in-law get out of this company is just a matter of one single text message. But such a clean punishment is clearly not satisfying enough for the annoyance he caused. What? You still want to make a physical move? You smile faintly. So what if I beat you up? Today, I'm not only going to beat you up, I'm also going to make you roll out of this company, Justin shouts angrily. Brother Justin, why don't we just forget it? It's not a big deal. Arthur will just apologize and it's over. Zach sees the violent atmosphere is wrong and hastily gets up to mediate. Get the heck out of here. Who the hell are you to dare plead for leniency in front of me? Justin doesn't even look at Zach properly, casually and violently pushing Zach aside. Zach is also angry, but after all, keeping his job is important, so he doesn't dare to strike back first. Getting a beating and then rolling out of the company. That idea is not bad at all, it suits you perfectly. You grin. Are you freaking stupid? Justin is stunned by your fearless smile. Don't pretend to be tough here, I'm telling you. Heh, security. He is really not sure if he can physically beat the tall and strong you, so he had bribed and colluded with the building security guards long ago. Today I will make you lose all face in public, stepping right on your face. Let's see how you can ever establish yourself in this industry in the future. Justin waves his hand. The two colluding beefy security guards behind him had already flanked and surrounded you. Sigh. You sigh, and your figure instantly moves violently, turning around with a lightning-fast left straight kick, followed immediately by a right whip kick. The wind literally whimpers from the sheer speed. This whip kick probably inherited the absolute essence of ancient martial arts. Fast as a phantom. Before the office colleagues present can even blink or see clearly, those two beefy security guards are directly swept flying by a single whip kick, directly crashing heavily into the tempered glass door 2 meters away. Crash! Shattering the glass door entirely. Both of them fall into the broken glass shards, groaning, covered in scrapes, crying out in immense pain. Holy crap! Holy crap! The interns present exclaim in unison, completely and utterly dumbfounded. Even Zach, who is just about to bravely help you block the security guards, is stunned like a statue. After a long time, he reacts. I say, Boss Arthur, you hide your depth. You actually know Kung Fu. The female interns, who were deeply worrying about you, also sigh in massive relief. Fortunately, their office male god is also incredibly strong in fighting. Otherwise, today would be highly dangerous. The loud sound of breaking glass also attracts other senior colleagues to come and watch the drama. Someone has already run to the executive's office to report. They're fighting! They're fighting! Who is it? Oh, it's Justin. Then it's fine. Always relying on his manager brother-in-law to show off. This time he met a tough nut. Sigh, the jerk totally deserves it. An irritable bro waves his fist indignantly. You, what are you going to do? Don't come over. Justin was already completely terrified by the explosive power of your kick and collapsed on the floor, crawling backward on his butt like a crab, his eyes full of abject fear. I'm warning you. My brother-in-law is Manager Gary, doing exactly what he was just bragging he was going to do to you. You directly step your shoe down hard on Justin's face. Weren't you very arrogant? Why can't you be tough now? This, Boss Arthur, this. Zach on the side is also dumbfounded. You are way too tough today. Although the interns and employees next to them feel extremely satisfied watching a bully get stomped. But no matter what you say, the corporate background of the other party is powerful and influential, and the manager himself is so notoriously petty. Treating the other party like this will definitely invite severe corporate revenge. Just as you are stepping on Justin, a loud, authoritative voice comes from behind. Arthur, what are you doing? Quickly let go of Justin. What can you do if I don't let go? The crushing force of your foot on his cheek increases again. Now your physical strength far exceeds the realm of normal humans. If you exert a little more force, Justin's head might literally pop like a watermelon. Brother-in-law, save me. My sister only has me, this one precious brother. If something happens to me, she will definitely not spare you at home. Justin screams miserably from under your sneaker. You are a lowly, replaceable employee. Not only are you late, you also dare assault your superior. Let him go right this second. I'm going to officially fire you today, and then send you straight to the police station. Let you squat in a jail cell for a few years. Let your entire future be utterly ruined. Manager Gary says in complete exasperation, pointing a shaking finger at you. Oh, are you done talking your nonsense? You sneer, slowly releasing your foot and stepping back. This kind of trash isn't worthy of dying by my hands. It just dirties my nice shoes, lowers my status. Justin scrambles and crawls desperately behind Manager Gary, still bearing the highly conspicuous red bloody shoe print perfectly stamped on his face, looking at you fiercely and fearfully. You're finished, I'm telling you. Seeing that Justin is relatively fine, Manager Gary regains the arrogant confidence of holding corporate power, sneering. Today I will let you truly experience what the ruthless methods of rich people are like. Oh, is that so? You raise your eyebrows in amusement. You're also worthy of calling yourself a rich person in front of me. You, just as Manager Gary is about to spit out harsh words again, your sleek new phone also rings. Hello. You answer the phone lazily. Hello, is this the esteemed Mr. Arthur? I am Chairman Victor of the Empire Buildings Joint Organization, the spokesperson for the entire board of directors. I would very much like to talk to you about the future affairs and management of the Empire Building. The older voice on the other end of the phone is extremely painstakingly polite. I am Arthur. No need to say it on the phone. I am currently on the 10th floor of your building right now. Let's talk face to face. You casually finish speaking and hang up the phone before the billionaire chairman can even reply. What's he doing? Calling for backup. Just a little brat who just stepped into society and came to work in Magic City. What connections can he possibly have? He's quite good at putting on a fake act, though, the onlookers beside whisper. Oh? Manager Gary also crosses his arms and waits with keen interest. He wants to see what kind of pathetic person this little brat can find. How much energy can a broke intern have? Seeing whoever he calls, wouldn't they still have to obediently call Gary daddy in this company? This way, completely destroying your confidence and then sending you to prison. The sadistic sense of accomplishment would be full. Meanwhile, on the 100th floor, the director's office level, Mr. Arthur said he came directly to the building for a surprise field inspection. Chairman Felix of Zhongli puts down the phone and says uneasily to the room of billionaires, "Ah, what? Where is the new owner, Mr. Arthur, now? Let's personally drive down to pick him up. We absolutely must give him enough face." The directors say repeatedly in panic, "No need. He said he is on the 10th floor right now. Told us to go over and talk face to face." But his tone was very, very bad. It seems he might have encountered some highly unhappy things down there. Chairman Felix is full of deep worry. Many directors look at Chairman Victor, who was originally inconspicuous in the crowd. "I say, old Victor, isn't the 10th floor entirely rented by your software company? Could it be that your people offended Mr. Arthur? Even if you gave me 800 guts, I wouldn't dare. I haven't even seen Mr. Arthur's face yet." Victor is so scared his face turns sheet pale. If it's because of his company that Arthur makes things difficult for the joint board, he's going to suffer massive financial ruin. "I pray to the gods it's not my stupid subordinates causing trouble," he prays frantically in his heart. "What are we waiting for? Why aren't we hurrying to the 10th floor together to pay our deepest respects to Mr. Arthur? Are we waiting for the billionaire owner to personally come up and see us?" Chairman Felix urges. Yes, yes, yes. Hurry to the 10th floor." Ding. The elevator on the 10th floor opens. A group of high-level executives surrounding you also subconsciously look over at the noise. "Yo-ho! His backup came so fast! Moving fast, rushing to call me daddy?" Manager Gary sneers smugly. But just as Gary turns around, his legs instantly go completely soft like jelly. The smug smile on his face completely, utterly disappears. Isn't this the billionaire chairman of Xuanming Design Company? Impossible! This broke kid couldn't possibly know this kind of super business giant with a net worth of tens of billions. Next, something even more mind-shattering to the high-level executives happens. Following the chairman of Xuanming Design Company, the ultimate chairman of the massive companies on each floor walk out of the elevator one after another. Originally, these are divine dragons whose heads are seen but not tails. Aloof and extremely mysterious billionaire chairman. Now they are pouring out into the 10th floor intern area like cheap dumplings being dropped into a boiling pot. Holy mother of moly, what tremendous world-ending thing has happened. Almost all the chairmen of the entire skyscraper are here, right? Everyone is dumbfounded. These super business giants with net worths in the billions descending together, and the terrifying aura of their synchronized, urgent steps is truly impactful to the eyes. Chair. Just as manager Gary wants to go up, grovel, and ask his ultimate boss, Chairman Victor, what happened, and take the opportunity to flatter him. He didn't expect to be violently shoved aside by Chairman Victor, watching a group of billionaires all respectfully, bowing slightly, walking directly towards your side. The guy he completely looked down upon just a second before. What's the situation? Not only manager Gary, everyone in the office is dumbfounded. Mr. Arthur, I am Felix, the chairman of Zhongli Company. Seeing a floor full of shattered glass shards, and the groaning, bleeding security guards, as well as the terrified expressions of the people around, he has already guessed most of the grim situation. At this time, his heart is extremely panicked, cursing these lowly nobodies in his heart for actually daring to provoke the supreme master of the empire building. You nod slightly. These chairmen will all be giving you massive rent money long-term in the future. You still need to maintain some basic working relationship with them. Mr. Arthur, what exactly happened here to displease you? Tell us, and we will absolutely do our best to ruthlessly solve it for you. Chairman Victor is also very perceptive at this time, leaning in, heavily patting his chest and guaranteeing. Ask him yourself. You lift your chin, looking sharply at manager Gary, who is now violently trembling, looking as if his soul has left his body. It really is this freaking idiot subordinate. Victor's heart trembles, saying, oh no. In his heart, his face fills with explosive anger. Gary, explain to me clearly how you offended Mr. Arthur. What the heck is this situation? Gary roars internally. At this time, he even has the desperate urge to jump out the window. He just bragged that whoever Arthur called in would have to call him daddy. But the brutal reality is completely reversed. Arthur actually summoned a group of billionaires that Gary has to call grandpa. Super big shots coming together to hold the fort. Anyone here, just casually moving a single finger, could arrange for Gary to be unable to find a job or take care of himself for the rest of his miserable life. He is scared, truly bowel-looseningly scared. The murderous aura he had just now disappears without a single trace. He doesn't even have the vocal confidence to speak. Chairman Victor, what exactly is this situation? What situation? Victor is so angry smoke is practically coming out of his ears. Standing in front of you is the esteemed Mr. Arthur. He is the sole property owner of the entire Magic City Empire building. His liquid assets are at least hundreds of billions. How many bear hearts and leopard gulls did you eat to dare provoke Mr. Arthur? What? Property owner of the entire Empire building? The whole office completely explodes. Everyone bursts into deafening exclamations. Gary's brain violently short-circuits, stammering repeatedly. Chairman Victor, you must be joking with me, right? Ha ha ha, it must be a prank. This kid is just a broke intern about to be fired by us. How could he possibly be some owner of the property rights of the entire Empire Commerce Building? Firing an intern? This time it's the billionaire's turn to be confused. What is this bizarre situation? I've been interning here for 2 months after graduation. Today has really been an eye-opener. You shrug your shoulders and say indifferently, Mr. Arthur, you must be joking. Haha, you have exceptional foresight and clearly do not follow the usual path in your actions. You are truly a rare, eccentric business giant in the country. Yes, yes. You condescended to come down here to the slums for a field inspection so far in advance. You've worked hard, Mr. Arthur. The chairman repeatedly and shamelessly flatter you. You are speechless. You really just came here to intern. Gary, mother bleeper, explain the matter clearly right now. Otherwise we won't spare you. Victor roars, scaring Gary so much his knees go totally soft. Eventually, unable to withstand the crushing aura pressure from the chairman, he spills the whole story exactly as it happened. As he narrates, the directors beside him listen with fear, sweating profusely, bullying Mr. Arthur, and illegally deducting Mr. Arthur's internship salary, even aggressively wanting to send Mr. Arthur to prison. My God, bastard! Victor feels like his lungs are going to explode from sheer anger at this moment. This low-level supervisor, as stupid as a literal pig, is simply audacious. You tell me, Mr. Arthur, however you want to deal with him. I will listen to you completely. I will absolutely not say a single word of no. Then let's do it exactly according to the way he said he was going to deal with me before. You say casually. All right, Victor agrees directly without hesitation. If he doesn't give Arthur a bloody explanation today, then his software company won't need to stay open tomorrow. Thank you, Mr. Arthur, for giving me a chance to clean house and make amends. Chairman Victor, I am an old subordinate who has followed you for over 10 years. Even if there's no merit, there's hard work. You can't do this to me. Gary is completely broken down at this moment, sobbing. Heh, you freaking caused such a massive apocalyptic mess for me. I haven't even settled the score with you yet. Victor roars. You and Justin, from now on, your names are immediately and permanently removed from my company. Security, send these 2 idiots and the 2 lying on the ground straight to the police station together. Just say they deliberately caused severe corporate trouble and almost injured the building owner, Mr. Arthur. After saying that, he turns around and smiles highly apologetically at you. Mr. Arthur, what do you think of this arrangement? Barely satisfactory. You nod slightly. Justin, being violently escorted out by the new security guards, wails in absolute despair. I was the one who got beaten up. You want to turn black into white. Looking at Justin's miserable, tear-streaked and wronged appearance, the interns around all can't help but burst into loud laughter. This toxic bully who usually oppresses newcomers finally got exactly what he deserved. Evil meets evil. Today he really tried to steal a chicken only to end up losing his whole farm. All right, everyone disperse. Don't you have work to do? Victor looks at the surrounding employees and speaks up to start rectifying the corporate atmosphere. The employees see the big boss has spoken and don't dare to continue watching the fun, so they hastily scatter and busy themselves with their fake typing. After solving the troublemakers, a group of directors surrounds you and escorts you to the VIP meeting room to draft the new lease contracts. Not bad. You close the thick contract, your face as indifferent as ever. Phew! All the chairmen breathe a massive sigh of relief. Since you are so sincere, then let's follow the content of this contract. The rent for the next 10 years. Transfer it directly to my account within 3 days. A total of 18.9 billion. Okay. Rest assured, Mr. Arthur. We will definitely do it as soon as humanly possible. The chairmen are also extremely happy. They didn't expect the mysterious new owner, Arthur, to be so easy to talk to, and he didn't deliberately gouge or make things difficult for them. Since the contract has been signed, then I won't stay longer. You stand up. Okay, we will respectfully see Mr. Arthur out together. A group of billionaires is incredibly attentive until they see you get into the hypercar. Watching the Lamborghini Veneno arrogantly leave the garage, they finally put their hearts completely back into their stomachs. Vroom! The shadow of the car speeds away. Devil number 6 Magic City Luxury District. After parking the car in the exclusive VIP parking lot of the luxury shopping district, you step out of the Lamborghini, casually entering an ultra-luxury goods store. The poor play with cars. The true rich play with watches. If you don't have a luxury watch on your wrist, then it's vain to call yourself a divine rich boss. Since you decided to change your whole broken-turn outfit, then naturally, a god-tier watch can't be missing. Vacheron Constantin. You look up at the elegant store name. Even if you were a poor college student before, it doesn't hinder you from knowing the names of world-famous watches. Vacheron Constantin is the undisputed aristocratic king of watches, the world's top super-luxury brand. Sir, seeing you casually wearing an Armani suit worth over 100,000, the eyes of the beautiful sales guides light up, all scrambling to rush forward, terrified of being late and having the big whale client snatched away by their co-workers. You smile faintly in your heart, shaking your head. Just as you are about to say something, an unexpected, annoying voice sounds from behind. Arthur? You turn around and look. It's actually you. Just as you planned to buy a super luxury watch to show off, you didn't expect to meet old college classmates here. Arthur? I really didn't expect to see you wandering in a luxury store. The boy opposite is wearing a set of expensive, top-tier summer men's clothing. The girl beside him is also dressed fashionably and appropriately. These two are both your college classmates. The guy is Peter, the girl is Chloe. Peter is the richest, super rich second-generation heir in your entire college class. Chloe was the class beauty. Peter also knows that Chloe somewhat liked you back then. At this time, there is heavy, unmistakable mockery in his tone. What, does your family own Vacheron Constantin? If I knew earlier, I really wouldn't have come. You shrug your shoulders and reply indifferently. I'm very surprised. It hasn't been a few months since you graduated, and you can actually afford to rent an Armani suit and dare to step into this store to look at watches. I'm afraid this money didn't come from a legal source, right? During school, you were radiant and popular. Now into society, you still dare to put on airs with him, still dare to disrespect his wealth. How can he endure it? So he also directly sneers and mocks. All right, Peter, say less. Chloe beside him shakes Peter's arm. Her eyes hold a trace of worry and pity as she looks at you. She used to genuinely like you. But after entering society and seeing the harsh realities of rent and bills, she could only compromise and settle with the rich second generation. Peter's jealousy grows stronger. He directly sneers. What, have your eye on a watch? I'm very familiar with the boss of this specific store. Do you want me to buy a slightly better entry-level one to give you out of pity? Don't always look at those broken watches at the 100,000 level. Otherwise, you'll ultimately just be a poor loser forever. He deliberately flashes his wrist, showing off that Patek Philippe luxury watch selling for over $1 million. He also brought Chloe here today to broaden her horizons with his wealth. If the other party can agree to go to his house tonight to rest and study foreign languages, completing the final step, if he's in a good mood, he'll spend hundreds of thousands to buy a watch as a reward for Chloe. The guides beside them, seeing the $1 million luxury watch on Peter's wrist, their eyes all light up. This loud guest looks even richer than you. Fortunately, I was a step late earlier. Haha, this guy is the real big client. A group of guides all directly leave your side and stick like glue to Peter's side. Ha 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 ha. The corners of Peter's mouth rise in an uncontrollable, smug smile. See that, Arthur? In the face of absolute financial power, you are simply like a pathetic speck of dust. You shrug your shoulders. Not really needing a guide anymore anyway. The prices are clearly displayed here. Just point at whatever is pleasing to the eye, pack it up, and swipe. Anyway, you came here firstly to buy a watch. Secondly, to make it convenient for you to spend large sums of money. After all, you have to rely on spending money to make billions now. Seeing you completely ignoring his flex, Peter's face also surges with a hot, angry feeling. His wave of showing off completely failed to cause any psychological harm to you. Instead, you kept ignoring him, making him seem like an insecure idiot. All right, Peter, didn't we come here this time for you to pick a watch for me? Don't be angry, Chloe repeatedly advises. After you walk deep into the inner VIP hall, you nod in satisfaction. Not bad, this price tier is suitable for me. The watches outside are way too cheap. Probably won't give any good system rewards. I'll take this one, and this one. You casually pick a few relatively handsome watches and directly put them on your wrist to test. Peter and the group of guides who come trailing in later, just as they enter, they see you holding 7 or 8 collector's grade watches worth millions each. Holy crap, what the heck are you doing, kid? Peter is directly dumbfounded. Stocking up here like it's a grocery store? Do you think these watches are free, just taking whatever catches your eye? What are you grabbing blindly for here? Do you know the prices of these watches? If you drop or break them, can your entire bloodline afford to pay for them? Peter shouts angrily in frustration. Your casual actions also startle the branch manager of Vacheron Constantin. After all, except for that one emerald piece, almost all other supreme-level watches in the store have been casually swept up by you. Added together, they are worth tens of millions, easily over 100 million. Just pack these, the rest are too ugly. You wave your hand, saying casually. Peter sneers. Pretend, keep pretending. Let's see how long you can pretend. You'll have to reveal your broke self when the card declines later. Just as Peter is eagerly preparing to watch you make a massive fool of yourself, the system notification sound chimes in your head again. Detected host spent $75.98 million purchasing ordinary watches, rewarded with 45% of the global shares of the Vacheron Constantin company. You raise an eyebrow. It seems your previous guess was dead right. The system's rewards largely depend on the specific context of the consumption you make. You look at Peter with some genuine sympathy. In the brief time he spent mocking you, you have already earned controlling stake in a top global luxury company. Swipe the card. You casually hand out the Dongfa Supreme Black card. Seeing the heavy metal black card, Peter's heart violently trembles. A black card represents liquid assets strictly over 100 million. How could you possibly have a real black card? Peter is dumbfounded, while swiping the card on the terminal. The Vacheron Constantin Internal Information General Network also pops up a massive encrypted red message. The branch manager, Gordon, is startled. This situation is incredibly rare. It means the owner of the bank card paying right now is a super encrypted, ultra high level executive of the entire Vacheron Constantin company itself. Wait, could it be that he is? Gordon looks at you in sheer astonishment. Mr. Arthur, please wait one moment. You ask doubtfully. This sudden change should be related to the Vacheron Constantin equity you just obtained. You suddenly obtained 45% of the shares, completely becoming the actual controlling shareholder of the entire global brand. Ha 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 ha, finally revealed yourself. Right, card declined. Peter breathes a long sigh of relief, laughing loudly. I told you this kid was just showing off. This. After entering the manager's override password, Gordon sees the fully decrypted shareholder information. Massive beads of sweat instantly pop out on his forehead. His whole body is soaked in icy cold sweat. He hastily gets up from the terminal and bows a full 90 degrees respectfully to you. I am so sorry, Chairman Arthur. I have eyes but couldn't recognize Mount Tai. I really didn't know the big boss graced us with your presence today. Such a super divine rich boss coming to his specific store, only buying some broken watches worth a few million. This is clearly beating around the bush to reprimand his poor inventory. Chairman Arthur, I shouldn't have let these low-grade mass-produced goods dirty your eyes. Please wait a moment for me. After saying that, he turns around and sprints into the most secure core inner vault room, in front of the massive safe in the inner room. Click, click. Gordon opens the safe extremely cautiously, carefully taking out the purple wood and gold diamond-encrusted watch box from inside. Phew! With this, it should match Chairman Arthur's supreme status. Presenting this item, Chairman Arthur should be slightly more satisfied with his branch. Although he is one of the 3 major supervisors of Vacheron Constantin in the entire country, you are the absolute owner of Vacheron Constantin. One single sentence can strip him of all his decades of glory and status. He doesn't dare to be remotely disrespectful. Returning to the front desk, he smiles highly apologetically. Chairman Arthur, this is the only one allocated to the entire country's region. A supreme-level watch from Vacheron Constantin's legendary Le Cabinotier series. Since you need a watch today, this one barely matches your status. Oh, you had heard some names of luxury watches before, but you are not very clear about the specific grading. Vacheron Constantin Le Cabinotier series? Peter exclaims, his voice cracking. Manager Gordon, what are you doing? Others might not know, but would a rich second-generation watch collector like him not know? This specific watch is globally limited to only 6 pieces. Only 6 pieces in the world. Ah, are you crazy bringing it out for him? Do you have a freaking opinion? Chairman Arthur is the global general controlling shareholder of Vacheron Constantin worldwide. Only a watch dial of this absolute caliber is worthy of his wrist. Gordon rebukes angrily. Manager Gordon, what did you just say? Peter is completely utterly confused. His whole brain goes totally blank. Global general controlling shareholder of Vacheron Constantin? Chloe on the side also covers her mouth in absolute shock. If I knew earlier, back in college, no matter the cost, I shouldn't have missed this most perfect boyfriend. I must be having a nightmare. Peter shakes his head, full of pale astonishment. Sigh. Gordon sighs in his heart. As long as this annoying little brat Peter doesn't cause trouble for him and doesn't continue to provoke Mr. Arthur, everything is fine. He was also shocked to his core when he found out that the young man in front of him is the general controlling shareholder. This watch is not bad. You strap on the Le Cabinotiers and nod in satisfaction to Gordon. You are very sensible. I'll remember you. After walking out of the Vacheron Constantin store, you strolled around both sides of the luxury district again, bought a top-tier new phone, and some little gadgets you were interested in, spent a total of several million more. After strolling through the entire Devil No. 6 luxury district, you have completely changed into a brand new elite outfit. Custom Armani suit, Vacheron Constantin Le Cabinotiers on the wrist, Lamborghini Veneno keys in hand, finally looking a bit like a true mega-rich man. New message, you open WeChat. Looking at the new message Lily sent you. Arthur, where are you now? Are you free tonight? I said I'd treat you to a meal. You shake your head amusedly. Last night, Lily saw you tip so much and wanted to refund the massive money to you. You also half-jokingly said let her treat you to a meal today. Use the meal money to pay back the debt. You didn't expect this honest little girl to actually take it so seriously. I'll come pick you up. You just need to choose the place to eat. You reply to the message. Okay, I'll wait for you downstairs at my place. Naughty. After sending, you drive the Lamborghini Veneno and speed away. Before going out, Lily also specially dressed up incredibly nicely. Cherry red lip makeup is not ostentatious. Instead, it sets off her exquisite face to be incomparably alluring. Milky white, slender over-the-knee gaze dress swaying with the evening breeze. Just the back view alone is so beautiful it doesn't seem like it could belong to the mortal world. Pedestrians' eyes go completely straight when looking at Lily. So beautiful. Feels like the A-list stars on TV can't even compare to her. Sigh, obviously taken. Waiting for someone. I don't know which lucky pile of cow dung this beautiful flower was planted in. Anyway, it's not you. Haha. Lily is already accustomed to these street comments. She occasionally looks around, still feeling somewhat nervous in her heart, until a speeding black shadow enters her vision. This nervousness and anxiety finally slowly dissipate. Click. The Veneno's gull-wing door opens automatically. Sorry to keep you waiting. Inside the car, you smile and wave. Get in. Lily nods repeatedly and slides into the Lamborghini. Have you decided where to eat? You ask. I searched for a long time last night. The most expensive 3-star Michelin restaurant in Magic City is Ziguang's. A meal costs tens of thousands, but it still doesn't make up for what you gave last night. Lily sticks out her tongue, smiling somewhat embarrassedly. She really couldn't find a more expensive restaurant. Ziguang? You nod slightly. A high-end restaurant like this, you usually have to book a meal a long while in advance. Dialing the official website number. Hello, sir, this is the consultation desk of Magic City Ziguang. A sweet female voice rings out on the other end. Hello, I want to dine at Ziguangji tonight. Calling to book the dishes in advance. Lily says. Sorry, Ziguangji only receives 10 exclusive groups of guests a day. The number of guests received today is already entirely full. The people booking now are lined up until 10 days later. No matter your status, you still have to wait 10 days to book a meal. You frown. With your newly enhanced martial arts hearing, naturally, you can hear everything clearly through the phone. Although this waitstaff seems polite, in her tone, there is also a distinct arrogance that makes you uncomfortable. A small restaurant is worthy of putting on airs with you? You look at Lily, who is somewhat troubled, and take the phone over. Tell your boss to answer the phone right now. Otherwise, he will permanently miss the chance for $1 million feast. You frown and say directly, "Million?" The waitstaff stammers a bit, obviously quite frightened. Listening to this gentleman's casual tone, eating $1 million luxury meal is like breathing air. She knows this must be a true big shot. She dares not delay. Directly transfers the phone to the back kitchen, into the hands of Paul, the famous owner who is personally cooking. Paul frowns, very displeased at being interrupted during prep. Although displeased after listening to the female operator's panic statement, he still picks up the phone. Sir, if you want to use brute money to insult my culinary dream, then you found the wrong person, Paul says righteously. Even if I don't do a single dime of business today, I will absolutely not break the sacred rules of my shop. A hint of a smile curls up at the corner of your mouth. Then from now on, I am the boss of Ziguang. The rules of the shop are changed from now on to 12 people a day. What crazy talk are you spewing? Is having money that great? Paul frowns, wanting to continue stating his artistic ideals, but your next sentence instantly shuts him up. Sorry, having money is exactly that great. I offer 300 million to buy the place. Sir, what did you just say? Paul is completely dumbfounded. He touches his balding head, completely confused. Opening his mouth with 300 million, the property of his Ziguang cost 100 million to buy. Now with renovations and extrinsic brand value, the valuation is about 150 million at best. Buying Ziguang at a premium of double. He didn't even counteroffer. The other party directly increased it. He scratches his head, completely hesitating, his artistic ideals fighting his greed. You don't rush to say anything else, quietly waiting for the other party's response. As time goes by, Paul is still in a state of greedy bewilderment. A moment later, you say indifferently, "Forget it. If you don't want to sell, I won't force you." Ha ha ha, Boss Arthur, don't hang up. I was just utterly shocked just now. Sell, of course I'll sell. Paul's spirit is jolted, saying repeatedly. Originally he refused, but alas, he offered way too much. Heh, Boss Arthur. You nod slightly. It seems everything in the world cannot escape the rule of cold hard cash. After some quick conversation, the proud artistic tone Paul had just now vanishes into thin air, calling you boss with every breath very joyfully. Boss Arthur, please order whatever you like. You come to your own shop to eat. I will definitely do my absolute best to prepare the best ingredients for you. Boss! For this foie gras, do you want it flown in fresh from France, or the aged one sealed in the Champagne-Ardenne region? Boss. All right, you decide what to cook. Just serve it when I get there. You impatiently wave your hand, annoyed enough by Paul's sudden extreme enthusiasm. A mere few hundred million directly turned a proud, stubborn chef into a total simp. The charm of money is truly magical. Lily beside you doesn't know whether to laugh or cry. I said I would treat you, Arthur. I didn't expect to make you spend hundreds of millions to buy the restaurant instead. Haha, it's fine. I just saw that this restaurant has some decent investment potential, so I bought it on a whim. Ding. Detected you spent 300 million to buy Ziguang restaurant. Rewarded with human ultimate level musical instrument mastery. You are somewhat surprised. You thought it would give some company shares again. It's actually a master art skill, but the current you owns massive companies like Empire Building and Vacheron Constantin. Assets in the hundreds of billions, not lacking that little extra money. All right, let's go. The meal is still technically on you. In order to let Lily realize her wish of treating you to a meal, you smile and say. Lily sticks out her tongue, amused into a cute laugh by the serious look on your face. The charm of that moment also makes your heart flutter a bit. By the way, why didn't you open your live stream today? You ask somewhat doubtfully. Eating with Arthur is a time exclusively for the two of us. I don't want anything else or chat to disturb us. Silly girl, you smile and gently rub Lily's smooth forehead. You're the silly one. Facing such intimate actions, Lily doesn't dodge in the slightest. Instead, she actively leans towards the palm of your hand like a cat. Her face also showing a deep, happy smile. The Lamborghini steps on the gas and shoots out like a black shadow, disappearing into the neon streets. Not long after, Magic City Binhai Road. After parking the Lamborghini in the exclusive VIP parking lot of Ziguang's restaurant, you also lead Lily towards the grand wooden doors of Ziguang's. Hey, you're late. At the door, a fat man in a loud suit with a gold tooth, holding a glamorous beauty in black silk on his arm, says sarcastically. Oh, you raise an eyebrow. The suit-wearing, gold-toothed fat man stares straight at Lily. He laughs. Ziguang only receives 10 groups of guests a day. We are the lucky 10th group, you can't get in. But if this little beauty wants to go in and broaden her horizons, I can take you in to have a look. As for this gentleman, it's better to go back to the slums where you came from early. The gold-toothed fat man, Blake, clearly took a fancy to Lily, wanting to invite her to eat together and incidentally kick you out of the picture. This kind of blatant poaching is the first time you've seen it so openly. No need. Lily clearly doesn't have a good impression of the greasy Blake either. Frowns, her voice also very cold. Simply unappreciative of my favors. Blake coldly snorts. Open. Dozens of waitstaff respectfully line up and walk out from inside the grand doors. Wow. Worthy of a meal costing tens of thousands. This pageantry is just huge. Ha ha ha. I tell you, you don't need to line the streets to welcome me like this. Hey, what are you doing? Blake originally thought such a massive scene was prepared specifically for him. He didn't expect that just as he was about to accept being surrounded by dozens of people, he was directly pushed aside roughly by these waitstaff, becoming an outsider pushed to the curb. Hubby, what's this situation? The glamorous woman beside him instantly gets upset, poutingly shaking Blake's arm. Blake also wants to vent his loud dissatisfaction, but amidst the line of these dozens of waitstaff, Paul brings his gorgeous assistant Lilith and walks out together. Hiss, it's actually the head chef. This French chef is notoriously proud. Being able to make him come out personally to welcome means a massive big shot is here. Blake's desire to curse is instantly reined in. Just as he is guessing who the big shot is, he sees the young man whose corner he just tried to poach, taking his heartthrob goddess and walking right up the center carpet. Holy crap, who does he think he is? Laughing me to death. Just holding up fake face to show off. Won't be good to be carried out and thrown into the garbage by security later, he mocks coldly. But before he finishes his words, Paul and Lilith respectfully stand still directly in front of you and Lily. In the next moment, dozens of attendants, plus Paul, plus Lilith, bow a full 90 degrees in unison, shouting in a booming unison, respectfully welcoming Boss Arthur. At this moment, Blake is left completely messies in the wind. Boss? Blake is completely confused. A place with absurdly high consumption like Ziguanggi, for someone like him who just wanted to come and show off once, is simply unattainable. Even the owner of Ziguanggi calls him Boss Arthur. Then how incredibly high must your status be? Before, he actually arrogantly wanted to poach the girl of such a terrifying existence. I must be crazy. He is cowardly and uneasy. If it wasn't for the fact that beside him is the woman he simped over for several months and barely agreed to come out and eat with him, he would have wanted to directly kneel down and apologize to you on the pavement. After all, offending a true big shot in Magic City, one single sentence could ruin his entire future. You nod slightly. What status do you hold now? If you could be angered by such small, pathetic figures, that would be a degrading behavior. Phew! Seeing that you didn't pay attention to him at all, Blake breathes a massive sigh of relief, preparing to take his goddess and leave quickly. What are you doing? The glamorous woman was already looking on with intense envy. Now seeing Blake was so tough just now, but now cowering like a beaten dog, she is so angry smoke comes out of her nostrils. Are you even a man? Whether you go in or not, I'm definitely going in today. The woman rolls her eyes. The boss of Ziguang, a massive big shot, and so sunny and handsome. No matter what, she has to find a way to get close to you. Simping for Blake for 2 months to make him comfortable only earned the favor of him accompanying her for one meal. This, all right. Blake smiles bitterly. Also accompanied the woman, carefully following far behind you, sneaking into Ziguangge. The decoration in the lobby of Ziguang is incredibly luxurious. The whole thing is designed in classical French aristocratic style. The most conspicuous thing is that ancient yet stylish grand piano. The sunbeams hitting it make it seem like the focus of the whole venue. This environment is really luxurious, Lily whispers. Normal restaurants compared to the Ziguang in front of them pale into insignificance. Please sit. Paul and Lilith enthusiastically invite you into the absolute chief VIP seat. Sit. You and Lizzie also sit in the plush seats. Dining at Ziguangge, each table has an exclusive waitstaff, and your group gets the manager. His Vice Manager Lilith actually serving personally. Who exactly is this young man? Gulp. Vice Manager Lilith is so beautiful. I dream of having her serve me a meal. I'm so envious I could die, the other rich male diners whisper. Lily looks at the highly attentive, gorgeous Lilith. A trace of territorial jealousy also flows in her eyes. But now in such a high-end occasion, she is too embarrassed to make it clear. You didn't even order food. The dishes are all meticulously prepared by Paul personally. Every single one is Paul's absolute specialty. Paul also specially brought out the premium red wine he treasured for over a decade, to use as a humble aperitif for you. Lilith pours the Cynar bitters, personally pouring it gracefully for you and Lily, adding hand-carved blue ice cubes. You nod slightly. As a high-end aperitif, Signer is expensive and it's Paul's personal treasure. The value of this small glass should be no less than 100,000. Not bad, just the taste is still lacking some delicate aftertaste compared to Romane Conti, you say casually, swirling the glass. Lilith smiles bitterly. Romane Conti is the undisputed emperor of red wines. If all wines were compared to it, they'd probably all go out of business out of shame. As you speak, dishes are also brought up one after another under silver cloches. Lilith introduces, this is the Golden Phoenix Cupcake. The whole thing is decorated with edible gold foil and gold powder, made with the world's highest grade, rarest chocolate. Holy crap, even the Golden Phoenix has appeared. This guy is a true tycoon. Such a small piece eaten in 2 bites sells for over 100,000. Encountered a true divine rich boss today, whispers a nearby diner. Your eyes light up, your appetite greatly increases. The taste of this cake is truly a rare delicacy in the world. Subsequently, fresh French foie gras, golden caviar crystals, ice crystal king crab, a full dozen top-tier, world-class dishes. The selling price of each is easily over tens of thousands. The customers on the side are dumbfounded. This single meal, counting the few bottles of vintage red wine opened, must be approaching $1 million, right? At this moment, these men look at the girlfriends beside them, instantly feeling a green prairie of jealousy overhead as their girls stare at you. They sit on pins and needles, all preparing to take their girlfriends and leave first. Leaving now only loses tens of thousands of bucks. If they wait any longer, they'll probably lose their girlfriends to you too. After eating and drinking your fill, you stand up. Your gaze looks towards the classical piano aside. Such a leisurely and elegant moment, it's a bit of a pity not to have some live music. Arthur also knows how to play the piano. Lily's eyes light up, somewhat surprised. A little bit. You wave your hand and sit gracefully in front of the piano. At this time, thanks to the system, you are like a generation's piano master. Just as your hands are placed on the ivory keys, countless knowledge and wonderful feelings flash in your heart. As you play the perfect complex melody, it's as if there's a special magic, making all the audience present feel like they are personally transported into the music. So beautiful! The beauties present have completely fallen for you. Handsome, rich, and plays the piano so awesomely. How can there be such a perfect person in the world? Tina, the woman with Blake, gets angrier the more she thinks about it, directly stepping hard on Blake's instep under the table with her stiletto. It hurts Blake so much he bares his teeth and gasps. What's wrong, Tina? Blake covers his instep and asks somewhat inexplicably. Originally, coming in and looking at you was terrifying enough. His goddess keeps looking at you, making him like a mute eating bitter medicine, unable to express his misery. Look at him, and then look at you. Don't ever ask me out to eat anymore. I want to find a boyfriend like male god Arthur. A scrub like you isn't worthy of accompanying me out to eat. After saying that, she continues to look at you like a love-struck fool. You, Blake is half dead with anger, holding a deep grudge against you in his heart. How could his goddess be wrong? It's clearly your fault. If it wasn't for the sudden appearance of such a perfect man, how could his goddess shift her affections? With the last heavy, emotional final note, the hearty performance comes to an abrupt end. The lingering sound wraps around the beams, leaving a boundless aftertaste and unfulfilled desire. A massive wave of warm applause rings out from the crowd. You also smile faintly, get up, and casually walk back to your seat. Wow, Arthur, you definitely don't just know a little bit. I still know this piece. To be able to play it like this is at least world master level. Lily looks at you with sheer adoration in her eyes. Beyond words, haha, just getting by. Occasionally practiced a couple of times. Lilith on the side is also completely unsure of what to say. As a French girl, she falls for this kind of intense romance the most. Your superb piano skills just now have completely and utterly conquered her from the bottom of her heart. It's about time, let's end it here for tonight. You give Lilith a look. Lilith immediately understands. Miss Lily, the total consumption this time is 18888. Swipe card or cash, 100,000? Okay. At this time, the strength of the red wine has come up. Lily's little face is slightly flushed, looking like a ripe peach. Incredibly alluring. After Lilith swipes Lily's card for the discounted meal, looking at the back of you holding Lily walking towards the Lamborghini, her heart is also extremely envious. Anyway, he is the boss of Ziguangzhe. He will definitely come back in the future. I will definitely have a chance to serve him. Lilith bites her lip, secretly making up her mind in her heart. The male customers present all breathe a long sigh of relief. If you stayed a bit longer, they were really afraid their girlfriends would really run off with you on the spot. I'll take you back to Fuhua residential area. No, I'm all alone at home, it's dark and cold. At this time, the alcohol has completely hit. Lily's flushed, tender little face rubs boldly against your chest. Tonight, I just want to be with you, Arthur. Yunding Mountain Villa number 1. You support the somewhat dizzy Lily, walking into the massive grand lobby. Am I very heavy? Lily wraps her arms around your neck. Falling on the sofa, her face flushed red as she asks, I didn't feel it at all. You're drunk. I'll take you upstairs to find a guest bedroom to sleep. I am not drunk. Lily pouts and says dissatisfiedly. I can still drink. Don't talk nonsense, your little face is this red. Your face is pressed in front of her by Lily's arms. The distance between your eyes is only an inch. You can even feel her fragrance mixed with the scent of fine wine wafting in your face. If you continue like this, I can't guarantee your safety. You look at the beautiful and intoxicated face in front of you. Such a great beauty, nearly zero distance contact. You can even feel her body temperature and softness. As a normal guy, you already have a reaction. I'm not drunk. I also know that meal just now was because you didn't want me to spend too much money. I have liked you for a long time, Arthur. Now I finally met you again. This time, I don't want to miss it again. Okay, you ultimately couldn't resist the temptation. Hugging Lily and walking towards the master bedroom. A long time later, the exhausted Lily has fallen into a deep sleep. Although knowing that your system physique upgrade makes you outrageously strong, you didn't expect to actually be so fierce. Even after keeping busy until the second half of the night, you don't feel weak at all. Patting the tender and smooth cheek of the sleeping Lily, you also fall asleep deeply satisfied. Early the next morning, you are woken up by the villa's smart doorbell. Glancing at the electronic screen, it turns out to be Monica and some staff in suits. You raise an eyebrow and activate the voice-controlled villa gate. Boss Arthur, the clothes and items you ordered have arrived. Monica is still dressed in hot professional attire. Like the most considerate female housekeeper, Monica looks at you hotly. She had long expected your identity to be extraordinary. She didn't expect that just one day after moving in you bought so many luxury goods and clothes. This altogether must be at least hundreds of millions, right? Oh, just put these directly in my walk-in closet. Okay, I'll arrange it. I can't let you work for nothing either. I just ordered takeout. I guess 2 people can't finish it. How about staying for a bite? You laugh. 2 people can't finish it. Monica's heart trembles. But at least there's a chance to get closer to the divine rich boss. How could she bear to miss it? She immediately nods repeatedly. Okay, you are startled. I was just being polite, and you actually stay. But you really don't mind either. It just so happens that takeout costing over $1 million, you and Lily really might not be able to finish it. Monica is in no hurry to ask who the other person of the two is. That person will naturally come out when it's time to come out. Oh right, these few days I'm planning to add a few maids and housekeepers to the villa. You happen to be in this elite line of work, so I reckon you're very experienced. Are there any good candidates you can recommend to me? Arthur asks with a faint smile. Maid housekeeper. A blush appears on Monica's face. Are rich people all so good at role-playing? You roll your eyes? You clearly meant actual maids to clean this massive house. Boss Arthur, look at me, will I do? You? You raise an eyebrow. I am a 7-star gold medal housekeeper on the Elite Housekeeper Network, with an international qualification certification, very reliable. Definitely won't disappoint the boss. No, master! The corner of your mouth twitches. You actually quite like this title of master. This woman is smart and perceptive. It's not impossible to consider letting her be this family's head housekeeper. You nod slightly. Not bad, you it is. Thank you, master, Monica says obediently. Beep beep. A classic royal carriage-style truck parks outside the villa gate. Oh, they arrived quite fast. Didn't they say they don't deliver takeout? This is much more professional than regular delivery. You laugh and say, this is takeout? Monica once again feels her worldview challenged. Since when did an ultra-high-end state restaurant like Han Pavilion also start delivering takeout? And this setup, could it be they moved the entire kitchen crew here? Looking at that huge dining car 30 feet long, Monica is messy in the wind. Arthur, you turn your head just in time to see Lily wearing only a silk loungewear nightgown, walking down from upstairs. Her graceful body curves faintly visible, reminding you of last night's tenderness and joy, making you lick your lips. Hiss. The first moment Monica sees Lily, her heart trembles. She can be said to be incredibly confident in her own beauty, but meeting Lily makes her feel a rare sense of meeting her absolute match. Sigh, it seems I can only peacefully be the master's maid housekeeper. Monica sticks out her tongue, her heart still somewhat unwilling. No matter what, she must at least become your woman too. You're awake. You smoothly pull Lily, who is sitting on the sofa like a little white rabbit, snuggling into your arms, stroking her hair. Ordered takeout? I'll take you back after lunch. Okay. Lily nods obediently. Her status is not enough for her to stay here every day, but she is already very satisfied. After all, she achieved her wish of so many years last night. She just needs to work harder in the future to earn that official status. You look at the side, her cheeks puffed out. Monica, who is clearly somewhat jealous, laugh and introduce them to each other. Friendship between women comes most inexplicably. If their statuses don't conflict, they can even become best friends who talk about anything in an instant, just because they like the same boy. From those internet fan groups, Arthur can see this point. His initial worry about a plot of the 2 women tearing each other apart upon meeting didn't happen at all. Instead, right after getting to know each other, they act like old friends who haven't seen each other in years. Women's friendship is really strange. What takeout did you order, Arthur? Just as you are speechless, Lily also curiously leans over to ask. You'll know when the food is served. You look at the antique art clock worth millions on the wall. Estimating the time is almost up. State banquet number 1, supreme boiled cabbage. The state banquet chef finally prepared all the dishes in the truck. starting to call out and serve dishes according to literal state banquet VIP standards. Golden dragon coiling pearl undersea Buddha jumps over the wall. One human delicacy after another is brought up. It can be described as incredibly alluring. The cuisine focuses on completeness in color, aroma, and taste, satisfying all five senses. Luxurious hidden in simplicity, great skill appearing unworked. You only heard its name before, today you finally truly see it. Sit down and eat together, you've been busy for so long. You also generously wave your hand at the chefs. These dishes, 2 little girls plus you definitely can't finish. Rather than wasting it, it's better to do these state banquet masters a favor, because you also have some small calculations in your heart. The state banquet chefs all show signs of difficulty. This meal costs more than their salary for a few years. How could they dare to sit down and eat casually with a billionaire? But under Monica's max-level persuasion skills, the chefs all take their seats. This meal can be said to be the most satisfying meal since Arthur got rich. Although last night's Western food was luxurious and delicious, the portion was simply too small. A gold leaf cake selling for over 100,000 is eaten in one bite. Spent over $1 million but didn't eat enough. For true delicacies, you still have to look to traditional banquets. You smile and nod, casually opening that bottle of national treasure Fenju worth over 3 million. Come, 1 glass per person. No. The state banquet chefs are directly scared into standing up, trembling. Boss Arthur, this single glass of wine is at least hundreds of thousands. We don't have the fate to enjoy it. If Boss Arthur is slightly displeased and makes them split the bill later, they'll have to sell their cars and houses to pay the debt. Haha, relax, it's my treat. You see the frightened look of these state banquet chefs and also shake your head and laugh. All right. The chefs finally feel relieved, respectful, just short of worshipping heaven and earth. Seeing this, you also shake your head in amusement, downing the wine in the glass in one gulp. It's indeed incredible wine. Seeing the way you drink, the chefs don't know whether to laugh or cry. 3 million national treasure wine downed in one gulp like water. Afterwards, only traded for a casual evaluation. Is this what a divine rich boss is like? You look at the chefs downing the fine wine, the corners of your mouth curl. Since the wine has been drunk, I'll speak plainly. I don't have much time to cook. I need a few personal home chefs. Do you want to consider being my private chefs? The state banquet chefs almost spit out a mouthful of $3 million wine. They knew rich people were wicked. How could he be so kind as to invite them to drink for free? So he was waiting right here with a trap. Salary based on 10 times your previous corporate standard, how about it? You laugh. 10 times? You're not joking, are you? We make 300,000 to 500,000 a year at least at the pavilion. Wouldn't 10 times be 3 to 5 million? They are all shocked. Even without this glass of national treasure wine, the dream salary of 3 to 5 million, they don't even need to consider it. Then it's a deal. After settling the bill later, you go back and officially resign, buy some fresh groceries on the way, and be my personal chefs from today on. All right, Boss Arthur. The state banquet chefs all silently exclaim, making a massive killing in their hearts. This meal was eaten with extreme pleasure. Swipe the card. You directly take out the Dongfa Supreme Black card. Boss Arthur, you spent a total of 4,670,000 this time. How about we round off the fraction for you? Now Arthur is their true boss. These chefs naturally know who to favor. No need. You wish you could spend more money now. Maybe there will be a super grand prize rewarded. The chefs Monica and Lily are all amazed. This is the bearing of a divine rich boss. A meal of nearly 5 million is literally nothing in his eyes. Ding! Detective, you spent 4,678, $980 eating an ordinary Chinese meal, rewarded with the property rights of the entire Lafite wine estate in Bordeaux, France, and 1 internationally universally accepted Centurion Black Gold card. Wow, ate a meal and directly rewarded an entire wine estate. You listen to the system notification sound and silently call it highly satisfying. This Lafite wine estate is the largest and highest asset wine estate in Europe, valued at 6 billion euros. But compared to the Centurion Black Gold card, it's still somewhat lacking. You also didn't expect to actually be rewarded a Centurion Black Gold card this time. This is the ultimate symbol of status. In the world, those who can get this card are only high-level officials of various countries, billionaires, and individuals with extremely prominent, untouchable identities. The Centurion Black Gold card is also hailed as the king of cards. The overdraft limit is functionally non-existent. This is an extremely terrifying concept. After the state banquet chefs all left, you also prepare to take Lily home. As for the hygiene in the villa, naturally Monica is responsible for finding a team to clean it. Vroom, the Lamborghini Veneno stops at the gate of Fuhua residential area like lightning. After a goodbye kiss, Lily gets out of the car. You habitually open your phone to check new messages. You didn't expect the messages to completely explode. Arthur, is this person in the video you? Awesome, Boss Arthur. You're viral on the short video app. Bro, you can play the piano like a god? This isn't fake, is it? I haven't seen you play before. You are somewhat stunned, clicking on the videos many people sent you. The environment of the scene in the video is impressively inside Ziguangj. You shake your head with a smile. Yesterday you just played a piece, casually when you were in the mood. You were actually filmed and put online, and it actually inexplicably went massively viral. Sigh, I really didn't want to go viral. Regarding this sudden popularity, you also shrug your shoulders, feeling somewhat speechless. Returning to the villa, Monica is also staring intently at her phone screen with glowing eyes. What are you looking at so intently? You glance at it, it's exactly the video of yourself playing the piano. So you are this amazing master. Monica's eyes become even more starry. You have been rated as the new generation all-internet grassroots male god. If you start a live stream, show your face and take advantage of the heat to build momentum, you could directly become a massive big star. Maybe the title of the new national husband will be yours. Haha, forget it. National husband? I'm afraid I'd be exhausted to death by the DMs. Arthur rolls his eyes. Monica covers her mouth and smiles. This kind of cute demeanor is rarely seen on her. Ding dong, you raise an eyebrow. Who is it? You glance at the display screen. It turns out to be those female applicants for the maid positions Monica called. Originally, they were aloof and unwilling to come to a private house. Hearing the annual salary is 8 million, they couldn't wait until evening, repeatedly touching up their makeup and rushing to Yunding Mountain Villa No. 1 with utmost urgency. They're really hardworking. Arthur says, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. Outside the massive door, Grace Guanruyu grasps her arm somewhat conflictedly. She is also somewhat worried. What if the boss is a perverted, creepy old man? Offering such an absurdly high price is actually to do those shameful things. Then how should she choose when the time comes? Should she succumb to money or, just as she is deeply conflicted? The door opens. She takes a deep breath. No matter what, after all, it's a chance for an 8 million annual salary. Must strive to grasp it. Grace and the 9 beauties behind her walk into Villa No. 1 together. Welcome to Villa No. 1. I am the head housekeeper here, Monica. Monica stands up and restores her image as an aloof, strict royal sister. Hello, my name is Grace, Grace says repeatedly. Although the girls have excellent academic qualifications and abilities, but it's the first time they see a female housekeeper like Monica, who possesses both mature beauty and a terrifying, imposing aura. For a moment, they are also somewhat nervous. No need to be nervous. I am also just working for the master. Monica respectfully bows to you lounging on the sofa. Master! Such a shameful anime-like title makes the faces of the girls who haven't deeply experienced society instantly turn beet red. But when they see you, looking at them with a handsome smile on the sofa, their faces instantly turn even redder. Isn't this the piano male god I just swiped past on my feed? The girls all widen their eyes. They were all prepared for the master of the villa to be a perverted, bald, rich old man. This contrast seems a bit ridiculously huge. For a moment, all the girls feel a stormy sea turning in their hearts. Among them, there is no shortage of those who wanted to marry the piano male god in the comments section just an hour ago. Grace is one of them, she screams internally. Not to mention an 8 million annual salary even for free. She is willing to serve such a perfect male god. No need to be restrained. Cleaning the house and managing the villa is all your work. You understand what these girls are worried about and explain. No, we are willing to do absolutely anything. As long as you are willing, master. Pfft, you are a burst of speechless. Grace and the girls all blurt out without thinking. After speaking, they finally realize what they just said. Their faces are like overripe apples. You scratch your head. Didn't expect the other party to have this thirsty reaction. Since that's the case, then let's go get familiar with the layout of the villa with Monica first. Yunding Mountain Villa, dared to sell for over $1 billion, naturally has its own underlying strength. Just the bedroom's number 9, not to mention how massive the main body of the entire villa is. Moreover, the basement is completely different from what ordinary people understand. The whole carved-out mountain is the basement of Yunding Villa No. 1. After getting familiar with the villa, the girls are all utterly amazed. As long as one is from Magic City, everyone knows the grand name of Yunding Mountain Villa. Villa No. 1 is even the king of villas among them. But only by truly seeing it can one know the absurd luxury inside. If there are no objections, then we'll sign the contract directly. With Monica's efficiency, it naturally took one day to prepare the ironclad contracts. We have absolutely no problems. The girls all glance at the contracts and say impatiently, you nod slightly and directly pay the massive salaries up front. At night, you are also free. With the establishment of the maid group, the villa finally has a bit more bustling domestic atmosphere. Before, Arthur living alone in such a big villa indeed seemed a bit lonely. When bored, pull a few maids to play board games together, penalty drinks for losing, or go swimming in the open-air heated infinity pool on the villa roof with the girls, can be said to live incredibly comfortably. The experiences of an ordinary person's lifetime might not match the thrill of your one night. The feeling of being mega rich is really good. Master, what are you doing? Come play. After adapting to the new environment, the maids are all playing very high. Even though Yunding Villa is big, after all, with 10 of them cleaning together, it can quickly be cleared once. After finishing, they can happily play with their handsome and ridiculously rich master. Heaven is not as beautiful as here. No. You wave your hand and open your phone, only to see the college class group chat, where no one had spoken for a whole year, suddenly became active. Actually 99 plus notifications? What's the situation? You are somewhat surprised. After college graduation, the class group chat was basically dead. No one would say a word for half a year. Tonight it actually suddenly got hot. Clicking in and glancing, you finally see the pinned announcement. Old classmates. The post-graduation internship period is over, right? If you're free in a couple of days, let's gather. The one who posted the announcement is college class monitor Chris. This announcement also reignited the college class group chat. Many classmates are starting to catch up. Chatting and chatting, they start talking about work. Sigh. Don't mention it. That jerk supervisor forces us to work overtime every day and tells us $9.96 is a blessing. I can go to his mother's. Not giving overtime pay is one thing, and I'm supposed to thank his 8 generations of ancestors? You're doing all right. At least you found a job. I'm so miserable. I haven't found a job yet. Sigh, it's all tears when you mention it. Old Peter should be doing pretty well, right? He's a rich second generation. Who is Old Peter to you? Is Old Peter something you can casually call? He's already a high-level executive in his dad's company. I'm working under Brother Peter right now. Envious. Worthy of being a rich second generation. Oh right, where's Chloe? She's our class beauty. Rumor has it Brother Peter and Chloe are a couple now. The corner of your mouth curls up. Speaking of which, it's quite a funny coincidence. The Peter and Chloe flattered by the class. You just happened to run into them when you were buying a watch a few days ago. When the other party found out you were the actual controlling shareholder of Vacheron Constantin, their eyes almost popped out. Until now, you still remember the other party's comical appearance. Ahem, I guess I won't go this time. Peter finally appears in chat. Don't say that, Brother Peter. You are the most awesome, outstanding person in our class now. What's the point of this dinner if you don't come? Yeah. Buddy hasn't found a job yet. Maybe I can go to Brother Peter's place to make a living. Peter is flattered to the skies with a few words, feeling light and airy. Haha, easy to say. Since you guys hold me in such high esteem, I'll definitely go. Haha, by the way, where is Arthur? In college, he was the male god of our class. Didn't Chloe also like him? Dave's words shock endlessly. One sentence directly makes the airy Peter dive underwater in anger. How are you speaking, Dave? Opening the pot that doesn't boil? Daring to uncover my brother Peter's scars. Wayne, a lackey working under Peter, jumps out and types. What's wrong? Can I tell the truth? Dave is famous for being straightforward. At this time he also replies without showing any weakness. Just as both sides are getting angry enough to quarrel, you also unhurriedly send out a message. Since everyone wants to gather, then gathering is of course the best. Arthur has appeared. How is brother Arthur doing? I heard Arthur seems to have gone to a pretty good software company. Most male classmates are eager for you to stumble after entering society, to watch a joke unfold. More than that, Boss Arthur's achievements are not something you peasants can imagine. Zach sees that someone actually looks down on his boss Arthur like this. At this time, he also can't help but speak up. Task, isn't this Arthur's little follower? Why are you still following little Arthur after graduation? Isn't that right? Still calling him Boss Arthur with every breath, laughing me to death now that you've entered society. Can you be more realistic? Whoever has money is the big boss, okay. Exactly. Mentioning this, many people in the class deeply agree and chime in. You guys still might not believe it. You'll be scared to death by Boss Arthur at the gathering, that's it. Zach speaks up very indignantly. Scared by him? Haha, stop joking. Okay, I'd like to see what status he has to be able to scare us. Tusks, no matter how strong he is, can he be stronger than my brother Peter? The boys headed by Wayne are all incredibly sour. Haha, I'm just an unemployed vagrant now. Nothing to talk about. Arthur sends a message to stop Zach from continuing to speak. Ha, unemployed vagrant. Got fired. No way. Arthur actually became unemployed right after graduation? Society is truly sinister. The male classmates popping up seem concerned but are actually secretly rejoicing while sending messages. However, Arthur completely ignores these messages. With his current status, if he told them, it would instead create a massive, terrifying sense of distance. Okay, then it's a deal. 3 days later, Magic City Fengshan Restaurant. Chris types. What is Fengshan Restaurant? Never even heard of it. Eating there is too degrading. Haley, who hasn't spoken much all along, speaks up. Consumption at Fengshan isn't low either. Average person costs several $100. Most everyone is still an intern. I even think it's high. Chris is somewhat surprised by Haley's tone. I talked to my boyfriend. He said 3 days later he'll book a venue for us at Han Pavilion. When the time comes, everyone can just go directly to Han Pavilion. In front of the screen, Haley curls her lip. The disdain in her eyes is also self-evident. Holy crap. Magic City's most awesome Han Pavilion, that super restaurant hailed as the country's 5-star peak. The average consumption there is at least tens of thousands. Dozens of us gathering for a meal. Wouldn't that be hundreds of thousands? Then what does everyone think? Class monitor Chris asks, no problem, a super big shot is treating. I also want to go and broaden my horizons and see such a super big shot, the classmates repeatedly say. Most people have never even been exposed to a restaurant of this elite level. This time someone is treating, of course they have to go and broaden their horizons. Okay, then it's settled. Chris finally finalized the information. You shrug your shoulders indifferently. You're just going to meet a few good buddies who you got along pretty well with in college. As for how the others act, it doesn't matter much to you. Master, the bedroom door opens. Monica is wearing a hot black silk outfit. Just one glance makes Arthur's blood boil. You hastily put down your phone, controlling your breathing. Such a super beauty with a fiery figure and a strong royal sister vibe. Wearing black silk suspenders, exposing fair thighs standing in front of you. Probably any man would find it hard to stay calm, right? Doing what a maid should do, serving the master. Monica bites her lip, looking at Arthur with a fiery gaze. Gulp, you lick your lips. Before you can speak, Monica walks to your side with her long legs and starts massaging. Compared to Lily, Monica understands much more. No matter what she does, she makes Arthur incredibly happy. Every location in the room, the balcony, and the panoramic sofa in the bedroom, every place brings you profound impressions and joy. Ultimately, everything ends amidst Monica's pleas. After bathing, only then do you contentedly embrace that proud body and fall asleep. National martial arts transformation gave you a tough body completely different from ordinary people. Naturally, you can also enjoy deeper levels of joy. No matter the outcome, I have already gotten what I wanted. Monica looks at Arthur's profile with endless adoration in her eyes. Satisfied, she falls into a heavy sleep. 8 o'clock the next morning. The state banquet chefs you dug up with heavy money to be personal chefs punctually process premium ingredients to prepare breakfast. High-level chefs are not only capable of cooking, but are also elite nutrition masters. They customized a diet menu for Arthur, ensuring that under the healthiest conditions, the most delicious dishes are maintained. Of course, tonics and such are naturally indispensable. They reached a consensus on this point when they saw the villa fully provided with room and board for a group of lace-wearing maids. Sigh, rich people are just well off. Such a group of beautiful and outstanding beauties are actually used as sweeping aunties. I see this is not all of their work, right? Chef Chen on the side raises an eyebrow and laughs mischievously. So many. I don't know how the boss endures every night. If he plays excessively and ruins his body, it won't be good. Bullshit, the head chef coldly scolds. With top chefs like us here, if the boss's body goes wrong because of such small issues, we should feel deeply ashamed. Yes, yes, yes! The chefs wipe their cold sweat. Increase the tonic soup for me. I don't want people in the circle to laugh at us for not knowing how to regulate the body. The head chef also doesn't hold back, directly adding many expensive tonic dishes to the new menu. Phew! After hard work, sleep is sweet. You stretch your back, casually pinch a handful of Monica's fair and plump curves, and get out of bed. However, by the time Arthur finished washing up, drying his hair, and walking back into the bedroom, he still didn't see Yumomo get out of bed. Why aren't you out of bed? Yumomo's face instantly blushed red. It really hurts. Master, you are just too amazing. My legs are still weak right now. Looking at Yumomo pouting and acting coquettishly with you, you burst into a hearty laugh. Rest assured, I just went outside and took a glance at breakfast. There are plenty of supreme nourishing tonics, more than enough for you to recover your stamina. Yumomo's face turned even redder. Ah, master, you are so bad. For breakfast, counting Guan Rou and the others waiting for you, plus the several state banquet chefs, there were a full dozen people. However, the main dining room of Villa Number 1 was more than spacious enough. A dozen people taking their seats didn't feel crowded in the slightest. Instead, it gave off the grand feeling of a medieval aristocratic family gathering. As Arthur sat in the master seat, tasting the fresh shrimp and smooth egg dish, he realized that if this delicacy were placed in the Han Pavilion, a single bowl would cost an arm and a leg. Oh right, boss, we came here to work for you. The old owner of Han Pavilion not only didn't blame me, but he also told us to keep up the good work. In the end, he even had us bring you the Black Dragon Supreme Gold card of Han Pavilion. Chef Do Jianfeng respectfully handed the Black Dragon card in his hand to Arthur. You raised an eyebrow. It wasn't hard for him to understand the attitude of the Han Pavilion's boss. The other party must have realized that you are a super big shot. Since he couldn't afford to offend you, it was better to try and build a good relationship. What's the story behind this Black Dragon Supreme Gold card? Arthur asked with a smile. For the other party to actually use this card as a meeting gift, it presumably wasn't some ordinary item. The Black Dragon Supreme Gold card is the highest level VIP card at Han Pavilion. Up until now, there have only been two owners. One is Warren Buffett, who was invited to dine at Han Pavilion the year before last, and the other is Chairman Wang of the Yida Real Estate Group. Arthur raised an eyebrow. Warren Buffett? He still knew of him, the most awesome financial manipulator internationally, hailed as the stock god by countries all over the world. So this guy had actually come to Han Pavilion for lunch. As for Chairman Wang of Yida Real Estate Group, Wang Silin, who had dominated the position of the richest man in Huaxia for several terms, he was even more of a household name, needing absolutely no introduction. Arthur put away the Black Dragon Supreme Gold card. Holding this card allowed you to enjoy a lifetime of free dining at Han Pavilion, participating as the most distinguished VIP guest, and granting access to the highest level Black Dragon Pavilion private room for meals. That's right, the Black Dragon Pavilion doesn't open for any VIPs below the Black Dragon card level. It is a super private room exclusively for hosting the supreme guests of the Black Dragon card. The several state banquet chefs repeatedly explained this. Directly free for a lifetime? That's quite generous. You shook your head with a smile. It seemed that spending over 5 million on a single meal had truly scared the boss of Han Pavilion. After finishing the official business, the several master chefs all proudly introduced the dishes to Arthur. When mentioning those few tonic supplements, they deliberately emphasized their tone, wanting Arthur to eat a bit more. Arthur clearly understood the chef's intentions and didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He was now considered a grandmaster of national martial arts, with endless internal energy and vitality as vast as the sea. How could he possibly be physically drained just because of that kind of thing? All right, breakfast is finished. You directly asked for the head chef's bank card and casually transferred 10 million over. Boss, what is this? Du Jianfang's eyes widened, completely frightened by Arthur's extravagant gesture. Ah, this is the purchasing fee for your ingredients. When buying things, directly pick the most top-tier items to buy. If it's not enough, just tell me and I'll give more. Arthur laughed. Enough, it's enough! Du Jianfang didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Although top-tier ingredients are expensive, giving 10 million at once for groceries was indeed a bit too tyrannical. Don't try to save money for me. I'm not afraid of spending money right now. I'm only afraid of not being able to spend it out. He wished the other party would just consume all this money in one day. And you, transfer 10 million to Guanroyu as well. For the household daily necessities and groceries, whenever you pay, just pick the most expensive ones for me. I reckon 10 million won't last long either. If it's not enough, just tell me. After buying, just report the expenses to Sister Yu. Okay, 10 million won't last long. Are these words spoken by a human? Ever since meeting Arthur, everyone felt that their worldview on money had completely collapsed. Oh right, accompany me to take a trip to the 4S dealership later, you said, looking at Yu Momo, who was secretly giggling on the side. Ah? Master, are you going to buy a car again? Yu Momo widened her eyes, saying in astonishment. What? Is the Lamborghini Veneno not enough for you to drive? It's just one car. It won't help when everyone goes out to buy groceries or something. Plus, that broken car of mine only has 2 seats. It's really inconvenient. You shrugged your shoulders. I plan to go get a big guy. A broken car? Everyone internally screamed, holy crap. So in Arthur's eyes, a Lamborghini Veneno worth 70 or 80 million was actually just a bleeping broken car with only 2 seats. If you want to buy a car, Master, there happens to be an auto show in the Magic City recently. You can go take a look, Momo suggested after recovering from her shock. An auto show? This actually saved him the trouble of visiting 4S dealerships one by one. The auto show in the Magic City should have all the luxury cars one could possibly imagine. Pack up. Let's head directly to the auto show. Okay. Yu Momo quickly went out to prepare the car. An hour later, you stepped out of the Lamborghini Veneno. The auto show venue was already packed with people. The mentality of most customers was just to feast their eyes, knowing they couldn't afford the cars. The reason was that this auto show covered a full 50,000 square meters, encompassing all the brand-name luxury cars in the Magic City. Yu Momo quickly did her homework on the way and nodded repeatedly. Let's go in and take a look. Holy crap! A Lamborghini Veneno! A super rich boss driving a 70 or 80 million luxury car coming to the auto show this time is probably going to buy some high-end car, right? Exactly. Definitely not like us who just came to feast our eyes. Ha ha ha! Let's follow this divine rich boss for a while and broaden our horizons. The Rolls-Royce exhibition area. Right in the absolute center of the auto show, the key exhibit was the pinnacle of Rolls-Royce. The fully loaded Rolls-Royce Phantom. Especially the little golden figurine on the hood, which highlighted the word luxury brilliantly. Looking at that steady, massive body and unparalleled heroic temperament, you were instantly attracted. This one it is. Casually pointing at this fully loaded Rolls-Royce Phantom. How much? I'll take it! The spectators trailing behind Arthur to watch the fun were all dumbfounded. Is this what a divine rich boss is like? This tone, why does it sound like buying cabbages at the wet market? A fully loaded Rolls-Royce Phantom starts at least at 40 million. Placing it here was just to hold the fort. They never expected it to actually sell. Sir, are you serious? This Rolls-Royce Phantom is an upgraded fully loaded model. The price is 58.88 million. The staff member stuttered in shock. Holy crap, 50 or 60 million. Is this kid really going to, being so young, he's probably joking, right? Truly a newborn calf unafraid of tigers, talking so big. Now that he knows how expensive it is, he'll probably run away in embarrassment. Ha 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 ha. A crowd of original auto show visitors nearby all mocked and sneered. Is that so? You nodded. Since it's so cheap, then add this one and this one to round it up to 100 million. The onlookers all revealed sneers on their faces. I knew this kid was just blowing hot air. Rounding it up to 100 million? He doesn't even have 100 million in net worth to dare speak like that. Just talking big. Anyway, blowing hot air doesn't cost money. The discussions of the tourists made Yu Momo beside him somewhat uncomfortable. Swipe the card. Yu, however, didn't care about the sheer jealousy of these penniless losers. Once you drove these luxury cars away later, they would naturally understand who the real clowns were. When the staff member saw the Centurion Black Gold card in your hand, his body visibly shuddered. Holy crap! A Centurion Black Gold card! This Centurion Black Gold card could only be held by big shots at the absolute top of society. I'm finished. I actually sought death by mocking him just now. Would a big shot who can pull out a Centurion Black Gold card not be able to afford a car? Will I be retaliated against? Ha ha ha, let me tell you straight, he drove here in a Lamborghini Veneno. We didn't say it just now just to see the look on your faces getting slapped. The tourists who followed Arthur inside all burst into laughter. Those who were jumping the highest just now all blushed with shame, lowering their heads and squeezing their way out. This is a bleeping real big shot. Can't afford to provoke. Can't afford to provoke. Time to slip away. All right, how long are you going to stand there dazed? After swiping the card, I still need to continue shopping. You looked at the sales rep, who was in a trance and unable to speak, frowning as a reminder. Boss, please wait a moment. I will process it for you at the fastest speed. The sales rep snapped out of it with a shudder. How could he dare to neglect a big boss with a Centurion Black Gold card? Car procedures that would normally drag on for days were expedited and resolved in an extremely short time. Mr. Arthur, the total is 138 million. The card has been swiped. Please keep it safe. The sales manager respectfully handed the Centurion Black card back to Arthur with both hands. Ding! Detected that the host spent 138 million on transportation tools. Rewarded with 10 buildings of school district housing in the Magic City. 10 buildings of school district housing. You couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air in your heart. 10 buildings is not 10 apartments. One building has at least a dozen units. That's over 100 apartments, right? 10 buildings of school district housing means 1 to 2,000 apartments. And these are school district houses in the Magic City. Even calculating conservatively at 1,000 apartments, with an average of 15 million per apartment, you instantly gained nearly 20 billion in assets. This is too awesome. You felt unparalleled secret joy in your heart. In a few days, I'll rent out all these school district houses. Every year, I'll have a massive amount of liquid cash flow. If I get tired of renting, I'll just sell them in bulk. Don't ask why. Having too many houses means I can be willful. Originally, you thought that after getting rich, lying in piles of money every day would make you feel lost. But now with these school district houses, you could temporarily play the role of a landlord. No wonder those rich people who clearly don't need to do anything, or could just hire someone to collect rent, still insist on collecting rent personally. You somewhat understood the psychology of those divine rich bosses. Because they have too much money, being idle is uncomfortable. Mr. Arthur, Mr. Arthur! The sales manager beside rubbed his hands humbly and smiled obsequiously. You looked at him. Where do you need us to deliver these cars for you? Arthur and the beautiful housekeeper beside him were only two people. With the manager's shrewd nature, he naturally knew he had to deliver the cars to Arthur. Just deliver them to Villa number 1 at Yunding Mountain. Discuss the specifics with my housekeeper. You directly pointed at Momo behind you. Okay. The sales manager wiped his eyes. What kind of terrifying existence was this young man in front of him? Buying cars like buying cabbage, opening his mouth to drop over 100 million, and now it seemed that the king of villas, which even the two billionaires named Ma had fought over, belonged to him. Yunding Mountain Villa number 1. Isn't that the Magic City's king of villas that the two billionaires named Ma competed for but ultimately failed to get? Although it was listed at 800 million, it is said that due to the bidding war between the two billionaires, its market value has already soared to 2 or 3 billion. A villa worth 2 or 3 billion? Holy crap, being rich is so bleeping awesome. Regarding the exclamations of the people around, you were already accustomed to it, and directly walked to the adjacent exhibition area. This time he came precisely to buy some luxury cars, and make some money by spending money along the way. Although your assets were already in the hundreds of billions, the bulk of your cash was still the over $1 billion from the Empire Financial Building's rent collection. In your current view, that was indeed a bit too little, at least not fitting your current net worth. Now having an SUV, you also started walking into the supercar exhibition area. Buy whatever looks pleasing to the eye. Anyway, you have plenty of money. Just buy. A 36 million Ferrari LaFerrari? Buy. A 73 million Maybach Exelero, limited to 3 units globally? Buy. As long as it's pleasing to the eye, buy them all. Anyway, the more money spent, the richer you become. Price is completely not an issue. The tourists following Arthur had their eyes opened wide. Many small influencers who came here to play weren't willing to miss this opportunity, directly live streaming this scene and making their broadcast rooms explode. Oh my god, this divine rich boss Arthur has bought over 30 luxury cars worth tens of millions up to now. Do these tens of millions of luxury cars really seem like cabbage in his eyes? It's simply terrifying. Up ahead is the Koenigsegg Exhibition Hall. That's the world's top luxury car. I wonder if divine rich boss Arthur is interested in swiping his card for it? Isn't that obvious? Why even doubt it? That Centurion Black card has a daily overdraft limit of billions, enough for him to empty out this entire auto show. The manager of the Koenigsegg exhibition area had long heard that an invincible divine rich boss came to the auto show today, buying every luxury car that caught his eye. At this moment he quickly ran out. Still quite a distance from the exhibition area, he began to welcome Arthur's arrival. Sigh, a divine rich boss is a divine rich boss. The Koenigsegg sales reps usually walk with their noses in the air. When have they ever looked anyone straight in the eye? Today they deliberately ran out this far to welcome divine rich boss Arthur. Yeah, my uncle, who is considered a billionaire with a net worth of over $1 billion, went into the Koenigsegg exhibition hall and they completely ignored him. This is the difference, Mr. Arthur. This is the world's #1 limited edition sports car, and absolutely the undisputed king of cars of this entire auto show. If it claims second place, no one dares to claim first. Is that so? Arthur sized up the Koenigsegg and curled his lip. It's all right, just feels a bit ugly. The entire venue turned to stone. A Koenigsegg priced at over 100 million was actually evaluated as a bit ugly. Forget it, I'll buy it. It just happens to round up to 1 billion. You waved your hand. His consumption tonight, with this Koenigsegg, would perfectly break through the special number of 1 billion. Maybe there would be a super reward. All the tourists felt as if struck by lightning. This big boss is too terrifying. Just to round up to a lucky consumption number, he directly decided to buy an ultra supercar worth over 100 million. I didn't believe it before, but today I believe it. The tyrannical level of the rich people in this world is beyond what our imaginations can touch. Yeah! After a day of willful shopping, Arthur successfully advanced from a super divine rich boss to the level of the richest man in Huaxia. Fully satisfied, Arthur instructed the auto show staff to drive the Lamborghini Veneno back, while he took Yu Momo and sat in the Koenigsegg under the fiery gazes of the car models. As soon as the Koenigsegg started, it erupted with a roar even more awesome than an Audi. If Audi is the light of the winding mountain roads, then Koenigsegg is simply the roaring tiger. With a light tap on the gas pedal, the Koenigsegg transformed into a swift shadow, speeding through the bustling streets of the magic city. Thrilling! Feeling the unparalleled pushback sensation and the thrill of speed brought by the emperor of top luxury cars, your mood surged. Yu Momo beside you watched, in pure fascination. A moment later, the Koenigsegg had arrived at the Yunding Area. At this time, your phone rang. Fang Han. Arthur frowned, then remembered. The founder of Jin Buzheng law firm. Now you are the boss. Fang Han wouldn't dare to call himself the founder, Fang Han said with utmost politeness. Unlike Yida, which could only randomly guess Arthur's background, Jin Buzheng law firm's network was incredibly vast. Even they couldn't investigate the background of this Mr. Arthur. This made Fang Han feel dread and reverence from the bottom of his heart. You were clearly just a penniless loser, who starved 9 meals in 3 days, but every day you are accompanied by luxury cars and beauties. Not only do you drive a 70 million Lamborghini to show off every day, you also have 5 maid housekeepers taking turns to study biology with you. All because you failed a blind date, you accidentally unlocked the spend money to get rich revenge system. Just as you drove the Koenigsegg back to the villa, your phone rang. Fang Han! Arthur frowned, then remembered. The founder of Jin Buzheng law firm. Now you are the boss. Fang Han wouldn't dare to call himself the founder, Fang Han said with utmost politeness. Unlike Yida, which could only randomly guess Arthur's background, Jin Buzheng law firm's network was incredibly vast. Even they couldn't investigate the background of this Mr. Arthur, making Fang Han feel dread and reverence from the bottom of his heart. Ha, you're quite polite, Arthur laughed. We know that a person like you is always managing a myriad of affairs every day and is very busy. We just wonder if you could spare a brief moment of your precious time recently. The other 2 main partners and I would like to pay you a visit. Oh, then come sit at my house and stay for dinner. You smiled slightly. When one's network reaches Fang Han's level, their mind and schemes are top tier. For the other party to come here, they must hold an attitude of testing and surprising you. Jin Buzheng law firm is an asset you value highly right now. Since the other party wants to test you, you must give them enough shock and awe. Jin Buzheng law firm headquarters. Fang Han looked at Alvin and Cage in front of him. I have already scheduled with Mr. Arthur to visit his residence tonight. Visiting that mysterious Mr. Arthur? Cage's face also carried a trace of curiosity. Ever since hearing that even Fang Han couldn't investigate Arthur's background, he developed an interest in this generous and mysteriously backgrounded young divine rich boss. Heh! Alvin, however, dismissively curled his lip. He was the gold medal ace lawyer of the law firm, renowned internationally. What kind of scenes hadn't he seen? The pride in his heart didn't allow him to show timidity before even meeting the other party. Especially you, Alvin, Fang Han warned somewhat uneasily. Regarding Mr. Arthur, you must respect his background and status. It might be beyond what you or I can imagine. I know, Alvin waved his hand impatiently. If he truly has the immense capability to conquer me, I will naturally respect him, just like I respect you, Brother Fang. But if he himself isn't someone worthy of my admiration, I wouldn't care no matter how much money he makes. Alvin indeed had the qualifications to say this. With his abilities, he would never lack money wherever he went. Without any asset ties, naturally, he didn't need to look at anyone's face. Sigh. Fang Han shook his head helplessly. Go prepare yourselves well. This meeting tonight will be very important for us. Okay, Cage and Alvin both nodded, turning to leave and prepare. Fang Han sat in his office chair, twirling a ballpoint pen in his hand, his gaze looking profoundly at the streets outside the office building, pondering unknown thoughts. Just after putting down the phone at Yunding Mountain Villa, you received a message from Lily. Brother Arthur, afternoon tea date? You raised an eyebrow. This little girl was quite romantic. You pick a coffee shop nearby first. Send me the location, I'll be right there. Okay, promise to complete the mission. Shaking your head, you looked at Yu Momo. If I come back late tonight, you host Fang Han and the others first. Oh, got it, Yu Momo pouted, making a funny face at Arthur. She knew what Arthur was going to do, but what right did she have to interfere with the master's decisions? I was already prepared for this anyway, she smiled and shook her head. Turning on the navigation to Pinxiangxi Coffee, you casually waited. A super sports car like the Koenigsegg naturally came loaded with the most advanced automatic navigation system. Destination received, Pinxiangxi Coffee, proceed straight ahead. Vroom. With the Koenigsegg speed, you quickly arrived at Pinxiangxi Coffee. After parking, you stepped into the coffee shop. Pinxiangxi is a top-tier coffee chain in the entire Magic City, spreading across new first-tier cities, showing a trend of becoming the #1 in the coffee industry. The coffee inside naturally had a hefty price tag. As soon as you entered, you saw a man in a suit standing next to Lily, babbling endlessly. He wore a Rolex on his wrist, pacing with pigeon toes. Lily's face showed a trace of annoyance as she explained something. Seeing this, you frowned. Lily was already regarded by him as his woman. This guy was truly ignorant of the immensity of heaven and earth. Beauty, even if you're waiting, there's no harm in adding my contact info, right? I am confident that I am a person of some status in the Magic City. Getting to know me, maybe I can even help your boyfriend find a job in the future. Ha ha ha. The Rolex pigeon-toed man seemed extremely full of himself, but this self-satisfaction only made him more repulsive in Lily's eyes. Arthur. Seeing Arthur arrive, Lily's eyes revealed a look of joy, waving repeatedly. Oh, this is the little boyfriend you're waiting for? The Rolex pigeon-toed man raised an eyebrow, looking at Arthur with unfriendly eyes. Step aside, you said faintly. Step aside, but my legs won't listen to me, the Rolex pigeon-toed man sneered. The surrounding customers all looked toward this area, especially many men who were drooling over Lily's beauty, naturally feeling extremely jealous. Arthur, being so young yet scoring such a beautiful girlfriend, made them wish someone would teach him a lesson about the sinister nature of society. Haha, this young brother is probably seeing this situation for the first time, right? Who told him to find such a beautiful girlfriend? Text. You smiled, but this smile contained a trace of murderous intent. If you don't know how to walk, I will make you crawl out of here. Oh? You're pretty arrogant, kid. The Rolex pigeon-toed man smugly shook his Rolex at Arthur and smiled. Open your eyes wide and look carefully at what this is. Rolex Green Water Ghost. Oh my god, this flirting bro really is a rich guy. This thing's market price is hyped up to around 300,000. Spending 300K on a watch, truly wealthy. Those who come here to drink coffee are at least of the white-collar class, naturally recognizing luxury prices. Task. Is this the classic love meets money drama? I wonder who this girl will choose in reality. Today, your outfit was a low-key luxury style. Although the whole getup cost hundreds of thousands, ordinary people really couldn't recognize the brands of this low-key luxury suit. Thus, they all assumed he was just a guy from an ordinary family. Is there even a need to say? Of course she'll choose money. How many girls nowadays don't love money? Ha ha ha. Buying a watch alone costs 300,000. Following this boss means living a life of luxury. Why suffer with this poor kid? Shouldn't a woman treat herself better? On the scene, there were already gold diggers starting to sarcastically preach their values. Hear that? Pigeon-toed Rolex man Li Chaoyang smiled smizily. Trying to act tough with me? You don't have the qualifications yet. Yo, glaring at me? Want to make a move? Let me tell you, my uncle is the chairman of Zhongli, with a net worth in the billions. If you dare touch me, I'll put you away for life. Zhongli Company? That financial giant in the Magic City? The company's market value is tens of billions. No wonder this kid is so arrogant. Gulp. Many people were frightened by the name of Zhongli Company. The eyes of those gold diggers shone even brighter. Zhongli? Arthur chuckled darkly, calming the rising Lily, and looked back at Li Chaoyang. Originally, I was thinking of doing it myself, but teaching you a lesson lowers my status. I didn't expect you to directly offer your face for me to slap. Kid, did you not hear what I said? Zhongli, Empire Financial Building. That Zhongli investment company, with a market value of tens of billions. Li Chaoyang looked at Arthur mockingly. Now what confidence do you have to tell me to roll out of here? On the contrary, you should roll out of here yourself. As for your little girlfriend staying behind, I might consider letting bygones be bygones for today's matter, you sneered. I said I'd make you crawl out of here today, so you will crawl out of here. It's truly too young. Knowing the other party's background and still acting so wait until he gets humiliated, then he won't be so arrogant. The surrounding customers all shook their heads. You guys! Lily gritted her teeth. Brother Arthur is Seeing the goddess get angry, these men didn't dare to continue their sarcastic remarks. But their internal thoughts hadn't changed at all. Arthur smiled and paid no mind. I will have your uncle personally order you to roll out of here right now. The customers almost spat out their coffee. How is this kid's arrogance so boundless? Does he even know what a net worth of tens of billions means? Yo, ha ha ha, good, bring it on. I want to see what capability you have to make Li Chaoyang roll out of here. Li Chaoyang felt secure, admiring his Rolex, and directly made a phone call to Fang Xiao's phone. "Hello, is this Boss Fang?" When Fang Xiao saw the number, his heart skipped a beat. Arthur was a super big shot who would never randomly contact him. "What's the matter?" he asked with trepidation. "You have a nephew named Li Chaoyang?" Arthur asked in a cold voice. Fang Xiao jumped up from his chair instantly, his heart trembling. Did this kid commit some crime and offend Arthur? "He didn't exactly offend me directly," Arthur said faintly. "Phew, that's good, that's good." Just as Fang Xiao breathed a sigh of relief, Arthur added, "However, he's currently harassing my girlfriend right in front of me, and even demanding that I roll out of here." "What?" Fang Xiao had just relaxed, and this sentence almost gave him a heart attack. A couple of days ago, he was just laughing at Zhang Wanmin for having an idiotic manager Gao under his wing, and today this bad luck fell upon him. This little bastard actually dared to disrespect Boss Arthur. How does Boss Arthur wish to handle this? Fang Xiao absolutely didn't dare to disobey, saying repeatedly, whether it was compensation or anything else. A financial company could not afford to offend a big shot who potentially backed hundreds of billions in funds. Such a figure was too terrifying. Truly offending him meant a casual stumbling block could cause his company massive losses. Handle him? Make him kneel and slap himself 10 times, then roll out of here. Arthur deliberately emphasized the word roll. Okay. Fang Xiao let out a long sigh of relief. As long as there was a way to resolve it, anything could be done. "I will call this little bastard right now." Arthur put down the phone. "Yo, kid, quite the aura. Great acting. Haha, unfortunately a young brat like you ordering a big shot like my uncle. Do you think I believe it?" Li Chaoyang mocked with a sneer. Arthur shrugged. "What if I won? There is no what if. If what you said is true, I'll bleeping eat shit on the spot." Before the word shit fully left his mouth, Li Chaoyang's phone rang. Holy crap! Seeing the caller ID, cold sweat instantly poured down his back. Could this young man really know the chairman of Zhongli? The surrounding customers were also bewildered by Li Chaoyang's reaction. Li Chaoyang answered the phone with a lack of confidence and half-doubt. "Hello, you little bastard! What kind of heaven-piercing disaster did you cause outside again?" Fang Xiao's furious voice roared from the phone. "Do you know that whether my company has to roll out of the Empire building or not depends entirely on Boss Arthur's single thought? Right now, I really wish I could kick you to death." Because Fang Xiao was too furious and didn't control his emotions, many customers heard the words through the phone. The entire venue instantly fell dead silent. Just spending $3 on a bottle of happy fat boy water and driving away an 80 million Lamborghini. Buying a serving of grilled cold noodles at a street stall, 1 billion in cash arrives instantly in the bank account. Buying a cup of milk tea at a milk tea shop, directly acquiring a commercial building worth tens of billions. All because you failed a blind date, you accidentally unlocked the spend money to get rich revenge system. At this time, you brought Lily to the luxury Rainbow District. Looking at the introduction on the navigation, this district was specially prepared for girls, exclusively selling women's luxury goods. This time you didn't choose the Devil No. 6 Luxury Street. The luxury stores over there basically all recognized you, especially Gongqing at Vacheron Constantin. If you stepped into Vacheron Constantin to buy a watch, the other party probably wouldn't let you spend a single dime. Not letting him spend money? How could that work? He still needed to spend money for revenge. "Let's buy a watch first." You turned your head and happened to see a Patek Philippe direct sales store. "Sir, are you picking out a watch for your girlfriend?" The staff at Patek Philippe were obviously more professionally sensitive to luxury goods. After a careful look, they evaluated the extraordinary nature of Arthur's outfit and naturally came up to welcome him with extreme enthusiasm. Directly take me to see the most expensive ones in your store." The several sales reps clearly sensed the implication in Arthur's words, but they didn't dare to be certain. "Sir, our store's most expensive Patek Philippe Ref 5002 Sky Moon Tourbillon, we will take you to see it right now." You waved your hand. "Tell me the price first. If it's too cheap, I won't look." Sir. This Patek Philippe 5002 Sky Moon Tourbillon features exquisite craftsmanship and a very high price, selling for around 8.8 million. It is extremely gorgeous and precious, the best choice for upper-class individuals in the Magic City." Hearing the phrase, "if it's too cheap, I won't buy it," for the first time, the sales reps were a bit stunned and could only mechanically introduce the item. "Are you kidding me?" You frowned, turning around to leave. Sir, the sales reps panicked. He clearly felt 8.8 million was too cheap. If they let such a big client slip away, they absolutely couldn't make up for it. "Sir, the level you are demanding is simply too high. We are not qualified to make decisions. Please give us a moment to fetch our manager." Yes, we are just ordinary sales reps. Core top-tier luxury watches are not within our scope of access. You stopped in your tracks. After a while, a mature and beautiful manager trotted out. "Sir, I apologize for the negligence of our staff just now." You nodded slightly. "Now can you take me to see the most expensive watch here?" "Sir, headquarters stipulates that for mutual security and credit, entering the core exhibition hall of the Magic City branch requires proof of assets. Only VIPs with assets exceeding 10 billion are qualified. Please understand." Gao Yuanyuan smiled, her eyes assessing Arthur. Could such a young man really possess tens of billions in assets personally? If it was merely family wealth, it wouldn't count. As an aristocratic watchmaker, they only served true aristocrats. At the very least, one had to have tens of billions under their own name to be acknowledged. Asset proof? Arthur smiled, directly tossing the Centurion Black card to Gao Yuanyuan. Just check the balance. Looking at the Centurion Black card in her hand, Gao Yuanyuan's body shuddered. She repeatedly and respectfully returned the black card to Arthur. Having a Centurion Black card was proof enough. It was my short-sightedness. Please don't take offense, sir. You nodded slightly. As Gao Yuanyuan led Arthur and Lily into the core exhibition area, the sales reps next to them burst into heated discussions. Oh my god, having sold luxury goods in the Magic City for so many years, this is my first time seeing a Centurion Black gold card, the king of cards. Only big shots at the absolute top of the world are qualified to hold it. When he said the 8.8 million Patek Philippe 5002 was cheap just now, I thought he was bragging. I didn't expect him to actually be this awesome. Sigh, I'm so jealous of his girlfriend. To be the lover of a man like that, I don't know how many lifetimes of good karma it took. Yeah! You paid no mind to the employees' exclamations. This is our Patek Philippe's highest level exhibition hall. Only luxury watches worth at least tens of millions qualify to be included here. As for even more expensive ones, headquarters hasn't allocated them to our store. They are usually auctioned at auction houses. Gao Yuanyuan smiled. Let's look directly at the highest priced one. You didn't waste words, adding, make sure you pick well for her. Gao Yuanyuan walked to the very center, to that core luxury watch enshrined in a crystal case. Our most expensive treasure of the store is this Patek Philippe Ref. 1527. This watch is crafted from pure gold and inlaid with 24 diamonds, a masterpiece of craftsmanship and aesthetics. It ranks second overall globally in ladies' luxury watches considering price, technique, and other factors. It is the king of watches. Looking at this brilliantly shining luxury watch, even though she was the general manager, this watch remained her dream. The current price of this watch is 50 million Huaxia coins. I wonder if you are certain about buying this one, sir. Gao Yuanyuan looked at Arthur, asking somewhat uncertainly. If Arthur bought this, her commission this month would instantly make her rich. Of course, swipe the card, you said. Brother Arthur, this is too precious. Lily repeatedly waved her hands. 50 million for a watch. This was too crazy. Gao Yuanyuan looked at Lily with incurable jealousy, having such a divine rich boyfriend willing to spend money on her. Fairy tales always belong to others. Oh right. Arthur's words instantly sparked a trace of anticipation in Gao Yuanyuan's heart. You just said this watch ranks second overall. What's the first? A hint of disappointment flashed in Gao Yuanyuan's heart, but she instantly composed herself and smiled. The first place is Chopard's 210 carat, entirely crafted from diamonds and gemstones, unparalleled in luxury, hailed as the Empress of Watches. It seems I'll have to find time to get my hands on it. With Arthur's personality, of course, he had to have the best. I'm afraid that's impossible, Gao Yuanyuan smiled bitterly. Why impossible? This watch was only released in two pieces. One was bought by a mysterious buyer, and the other is in the hands of the Queen of England. Sir, no matter how resourceful you are, you couldn't possibly want to snatch the Queen of England's beloved watch, right? Gao Yuanyuan explained with a smile. The Queen of England? You nodded. We'll cross paths eventually. Gao Yuanyuan froze, carefully assessing Arthur. But considering he casually pulled out 50 million to buy a watch for his girlfriend, plus the Centurion Black gold card in his hand, she felt relieved. Achieving such success at such a young age, saying he could cross paths with the Queen of England in the future didn't seem like a surprising thing. Even saying he had already crossed paths with her wouldn't be bizarre. The procedures are complete. This Patek Philippe Ref. 1527 now belongs to Ms. Lily, Gao Yuanyuan said with boundless envy. Arthur placed the Patek Philippe Ref. 1527 on Lily's wrist, adjusting it to fit her perfectly. Not bad, looks pretty good. Gao Yuanyuan turned to stone on the spot. Lily, however, burst out laughing. Look how awkward you made her feel. How can you be like this? Buying a 50 million watch and evaluating it as looks pretty good. Haha, let's go, there are still many stores to browse. Okay. Lily nodded obediently, her heart filled with a sense of happiness. Walking out of Patek Philippe, you brought Lily into a women's clothing department store. It housed various women's apparel and bags from luxury brands. Then, a crazy shopping spree began. Chanel Spring Summer Cutum Linter collections, 2 sets each. Louis Vuitton the same. As long as it's top tier, money is not an issue. Buy. Prada, Hermes, Dior, Burberry, buy them all. Okay, brother Arthur, really, stop buying. If we buy any more, my room will be stuffed full. There won't even be room to step. Remembering the limited capacity of her closet at home, Lily pleaded. Arthur, treating luxury goods like cabbages, casually buying 10 or 8 sets with a wave of his hand, truly left her stunned. This trip alone must have cost several million on clothes, right? Of course, compared to the astronomical 50 million watch just now, these were just pocket change. Done with clothes, let's look at bags. Don't girls love bags the most? Arthur scratched his head and said. Before Lily could respond, the sound of an argument nearby caught Arthur and Lily's attention. The argument came from a Chanel handbag specialty store. Xiaolu, This bag is simply too expensive. I really can't afford it. A guy begged bitterly. Whatever, the internet gurus say a man making $100 should spend 101 on his woman. I just want this bag. Xing Xiaolu threw a tantrum. Exactly. Being a man means you shouldn't be too stingy. What do you make money for? Isn't it to spend on women? Next to them, a heavily made-up female streamer chimed in with a sneer. What does a woman look for in a boyfriend? Just that he can provide for her. Otherwise, what's the difference between that and raising a dog? Hearing this, Xing Xiaolu grew furious, pointing at her boyfriend. You see beautiful women and refuse to buy me a bag. You're worse than a dog. This commotion also drew a crowd. How can people be like this? Lily snorted angrily. This kind of person has the heart of a snake or scorpion, spouting words full of toxic chicken soup flavor. A girl with correct values like her felt disgusted just hearing it. The criticized guy stood dumbfounded. To the snake-faced streamer, he was just content. What? Seems you don't love your girlfriend at all. I kindly advised you to prove your sincerity, and you look at me like that? Heh, this kind of man is truly unreliable. Yeah, sister, break up with him quickly. This kind of penniless loser isn't worth wasting your best youth on. Xiaolu, you know full well that the outfit you bought just now already maxed out my credit card and spent 2 months of my saved salary. I really have no money left. Seeing her boyfriend still dilly-dallying, Xing Xiaolu grew furious. Fine, Li Hua. If you won't buy it for me, that's fine too. I'll give you a chance to make amends. Tell me, Li Hua said repeatedly. Kneel down for me, Xing Xiaolu shouted angrily. Li Hua subconsciously went weak at the knees and knelt on the ground. Wow, this guy's movements are too practiced. Ha. He probably does this often at home. So pathetic. Serves him right finding a girlfriend like this. Heh, this woman is really something. The onlookers shook their heads and sighed. Snappings out of it, Li Hua looked up at Xing Xiaolu in disbelief, losing so much face. Seeing that she was being mocked, Xing Xiaolu didn't feel she was wrong at all, instead continuing to blame her boyfriend. Didn't we agree not to do that outside? Li Hua's face flushed crimson. Clenching his fists, he stood up, suppressing his voice, clearly pushed to the edge of anger. What? I haven't even scolded you yet, and you're acting wronged? Xing Xiaolu crossed her arms, looking high and mighty. Good, very good. Li Hua violently threw all the newly bought women's clothes onto the ground. You bleeping shrew, roll as far away from me as possible. Don't let me catch fire. After saying that, he turned and walked away. Seeing her only ATM walk away, Xing Xiaolu was completely stunned, followed by boundless anger. You leave. If you leave, don't ever come back. After throwing a tantrum for a while, she realized Li Hua was actually serious this time. She finally panicked. As someone at the bottom of society making $3,000 a month without this programmer boyfriend, she could only eat dirt next month. ATM. Oh wait, Li Hua, don't run. Wait for me. I was wrong, okay. You sighed. The thing men care about most is dignity and face. Doing it at home is one thing, but doing this outside truly deserves such an ending. However, this could be considered the standard ending for a simp. You felt no sympathy. Let's go. You smiled, preparing to take Lily to the next store. With a brain-dead toxic chicken soup streamer here, it ruined his mood to spend money. Having just broken up a couple, streamer Suhong felt incredibly fulfilled. Ah, saved another sister. Do you guys think I did the right thing? Sister Hong is simply a living bodhisattva. Pity that sister earlier didn't see clearly and still went after that scumbag who refused to spend money on her. The comment section was filled with praise, and sales volume surged. This made Suhong's mouth curl into a wide smile involuntarily, though in the eyes of normal onlookers, she looked as ugly as could be. Ew, new target! Having successfully broken up one couple and boosted her stream's popularity, Suhong tasted the sweetness and searched for her next target. She happened to lock onto Arthur and Lily, a talented man and a beautiful woman, simply the model couple. If she could break this pair up, her broadcast room would definitely explode again. Ha. She was internally ecstatic, hurrying over. Hello, sir. Do you have time for a brief interview? Glancing at her, you sneered internally. Obviously, this person had targeted the two of you, planning to set a trap. But trying to trap me? This streamer is still too green. Sure. The moment Arthur appeared on camera, the girls in the stream instantly exploded. Holy crap, so handsome, high quality. This is my ideal male god. Yeah, but he looks a bit familiar. Like I've seen him somewhere before. Sister Hong sent the coordinates. I'm booking a flight right now. Seeing the fiery scene in her stream, Sister Hong's mouth curled confidently. Little brother, do you love your girlfriend? Are you willing to max out your credit cards for your girlfriend? Max out credit cards? No. You shrugged your shoulders and answered directly. Suhong froze instantly. What the heck? I'm live streaming to so many people. You don't even pretend and just say no straight up? No, I actually prefer no. A straightforward scumbag like this can be dismantled with a few words. I thought this little brother was a good guy. Didn't expect him to be a scumbag unwilling to even max out a credit card for his girlfriend. Exactly, good looks are useless. This kind of scumbag is the most dangerous. The broadcast room erupted in complaints. The onlookers, however, had their eyes light up. Many guys who had been constantly oppressed by their girlfriends gave Arthur a massive thumbs up. Chow Mengde's role model, well done. Heh. The first step of the trap failed. The follow-up combo of getting Arthur to max out his credit card to buy a bag couldn't continue. but that was fine too. As an experienced baiting influencer, she was naturally ruthless and had several combos prepared. If one failed, she'd switch to another. Then you don't love your girlfriend enough. Sigh, not even willing to max out 10 or 20,000 on a credit card for your own girl. Men nowadays are truly cold and unfeeling. She began using reverse psychology. You sneered. I actually want to broaden my horizons and see which bag in this world dares to sell for 10 billion, 10 billion. Holy crap! The onlookers erupted in shock. Originally here to watch a straight guy tear apart a toxic green tea streamer, they didn't expect this straight guy to be a super big boss. A 10 billion credit limit. Do you even know what you're saying? Soo-hong almost collapsed from Arthur's words, shouting in absolute disbelief. Is this guy for real? I call absolute professionalism. Ha ha ha, too awesome. So satisfying. This is exactly how you deal with people brainwashed by toxic chicken soup. The surrounding people praised wildly. After recovering their senses, they assumed Arthur was joking. What bank card has an overdraft limit of 10 billion? Just thinking about it meant it was a joke. Your completely unpredictable answer left Soo-hong completely speechless. This kid is too tough! Lily also watched Soo-hong with a faint smile. Brother Arthur is just awesome, leaving this woman speechless in just a few words. Heh, this little brother sure knows how to joke. If you can't afford it, just say so. It's better to go home and lie in bed if you want to daydream. Soo-hong rolled her eyes, launching another counterattack. Do you think I'm joking with you? Fine, let me ask you, how much is the outfit you're wearing worth? Given your claim of a 10 billion credit card limit, your outfit shouldn't be this shabby, right? Soo-hong sneered back. How much? You answered calmly. Not much, really. Probably around 100 million or so. Soo-hong was about to mock him when Arthur's next sentence nearly made her bite her tongue off. What did you say? Over 100 million. Are you bleeping wearing the golden Saint Seiya armor? Anyone can blow hot air. Exactly. He's definitely just putting on an act. Sister Hong, don't back down. Hammer this scumbag! The women in the stream went crazy typing on their keyboards, setting the rhythm. Sister Hong regained her confidence. You say 100 million? Can you tell us what they are so we can broaden our horizons? If you don't believe me, this outfit is a Zegna low-key luxury custom piece. Roughly 7 or 800,000, I think. The shoes are Savile Row Master Custom. About 500,000. As for the watch, Vacheron Constantin Le Cabinotier 0002, I don't know exactly how much, but it starts at least at 100 million, Arthur explained. Every sentence was like a depth charge, sending wave after wave of climaxes through the onlookers and the stream. Holy crap! I didn't look closely earlier, but that really is Zegna's private low-key luxury custom. The chairman of my dad's company wears this exact brand. No way! I thought he was just making up brands. So if the clothes are real, that means the watch is real too? The onlooker stuttered. What kind of super big boss is this? An outfit totaling over 100 million. Everyone's worldview collapsed. Holy crap! It really is the Vacheron Constantin Le Cabinotier 0002. The same model as Emperor Putin. And 100 million? Even if you offer 10 billion, without connections and status, you can't get it. Watch enthusiasts in the crowd let out cries of pilgrimage-like awe. If you still don't believe me, can this Centurion Black Gold card be faked? You pulled out the Centurion Black Gold card from your pocket and flashed it in front of Soo-hong's eyes. When the black card appeared, Soo-hong completely deflated. Holy crap! Holy crap! The Centurion Black card! This is a true world-class top divine rich boss. Oh my god, I remember now. Isn't that girl the streamer named Lily on the short video app? Yes. The carnival battle in her stream the other night got my blood pumping. Could that guy be the legendary divine rich boss Arthur who shook the short video app that night? Holy crap. The true god is right before my eyes, and I was actually blind. Disrespectful. The group of toxic chicken soup girls in the broadcast room completely forgot how they had just mocked him. Seeing the Centurion card and his outfit worth over 100 million, they went crazy sending messages, asking Soo-hong for Arthur's contact info, squeezing their heads trying to date him and have his babies. Sisters, I remember now! Isn't this the piano male god from the Ziguangji video the other day? I was wondering why he looked so familiar. These past few days I've been dreaming of him as my Prince Charming. I actually just mocked my own male god. Boo-hoo, I regret it so much. However, at this time Soo-hong had lost all face. Her face was burning with pain. How could she have the face to continue standing in front of Arthur? She had long since quietly slipped away in disgrace. With this matter concluded, you continued your joyous shopping trip with Lily. After buying several more top-tier luxury bags, you finally took the fully loaded Lily out of the luxury Rainbow District. Today, spending tens of millions in deposits rewarded you with roughly 8 to 10 billion. However, with over 100 billion sitting in Arthur's bank card right now, this could no longer cause any ripples of surprise in his heart. After sending Lily back to Fuhua residential area and strolling the streets for a while, Lily reluctantly went upstairs. It wasn't until Arthur sat back in the Koenigsegg that the system's notification sound arrived. Congratulations to the host for exceeding 55.55 million in daily consumption. Triggered today's hidden reward, all-around sports mastery. Obtaining all-around sports mastery, you will master all known sports on Earth. The level of mastery is benchmarked against Olympic champions, reaching the ceiling of human capability. The system sure has a lot of tricks, triggering a hidden reward inexplicably. So far, he had triggered hidden special rewards 3 times. Once for national martial arts mastery, once for musical instrument mastery, and now sports mastery. There must be hundreds or thousands of sports in this world, every single one reaching the level of an Olympic champion. What kind of concept is that? It's simply too overpowered. Not bad, not bad. You were extremely satisfied with this reward. Looking at the sky, it was almost dinner time. Time to head back. He stepped on the gas, and the Koenigsegg roared, shooting straight like a phantom toward Yunding Villa area. A top-tier Land Rover Range Rover parked at the entrance of the residential area. The on-road price of this Range Rover was a full 3 or 4 million. If it were in an ordinary place, it would definitely be treated as a luxury car. But in the Yunding Villa area, it seemed a bit cheap. A Land Rover? Did someone's nanny come back from grocery shopping? This license plate isn't on the registry. A few security guards walked out of the guardhouse with confused looks. Hello? We are here to visit Mr. Arthur of Yunding Villa No. 1. Fang Han poked his head out of the car window. The security guard sized up the Land Rover. Are you sure it's the king of Yunding Villas? The market price is hyped up to over 2 billion now. Think about that status. Does someone driving a Land Rover deserve to meet him? Seeing the security guard's half-smiling, half-mocking expression, Alvin said with extreme displeasure, "What, you look down on us? Yo, foreign friend, it's not like that. It's mainly because the owner of Villa No. 1 has a truly exalted status. If you want to visit, we can't just easily let you through, right? Let us call Sister Momo to confirm first." The security guard snickered internally. Truly putting on an act. The arrogant and proud Alvin instantly formed a bad impression of the entire Yunding Villa area, holding a breath of anger in his heart. As a super lawyer, wherever he went, wasn't he surrounded by a bunch of bosses catering to him? He was actually stopped by a gatekeeper here. The key point was that they weren't intentionally making things difficult for him. It was because they genuinely appeared too low-end for this Yunding Villa area. A few minutes later, after finally confirming that these people were Arthur's guests, the security guards immediately switched to respectful smiles. They quickly opened the gate and let Fang Han's group through. Damn it! What a massive ego! Giving us a show of strength! After passing the gate, Alvin muttered indignantly, "Say less, did you forget my warnings?" Fang Han scolded coldly. Perhaps this was also the new boss, subtly knocking some sense into them. The Range Rover navigated through the spacious Yunding Villa complex. Surrounded by lakes on both sides with layers of green hills, the beauty was simply breathtaking. In a city like Magic City, where the concrete jungle suffocated people, this kind of villa area was simply a heavenly existence. Top-tier rich people really know how to bleeping enjoy themselves, Alvin, who was already holding on to his anger, said sourly. Cage, on the other hand, was assessing this paradise-like scenery. The sun was setting, painting the clouds with a rosy glow, reflecting over the green waters and hills. How big is this villa area exactly? We've been driving for ages and still haven't arrived. Alvin clicked his tongue in amazement. After driving for a while longer, they finally reached Yunding Villa No. 1. Yu Momo, bringing along several maids, was waiting at the door. Wow! Even guys like Fang Han and Alvin, who had seen the world, couldn't help but exclaim in amazement when they saw this uniform lineup of top-tier beauties dressed in maid outfits. Greetings, esteemed guests. I am Yu Momo, the housekeeper of Yunding Villa No. 1. The master hasn't returned yet. Please come inside the villa to have a cup of tea and wait a moment, Yu Momo said politely. Understood, understood. A big shot like Boss Arthur is definitely busy with work every day, managing a myriad of affairs. He must be out busy with some huge project. Fang Han smiled, filling in the blanks with his imagination. Yu Momo kept the smile on her face, but internally she rolled her eyes massively. Busy my foot. Seeing so many eye-catching beauties, the anger in Alvin's stomach dissipated quite a bit. He directly entered the living room with Fang Han in Cage to wait. Why isn't he here yet? Alvin frowned after finishing a cup of tea. Looking at the irritable Alvin, Fang Han shook his head. This star lawyer Alvin was good at everything, except he was too arrogant. I'm not waiting anymore. Alvin slammed his teacup back onto the table, standing up to walk out. Just as Fang Han was about to scold him and tell him to sit back down, the roar of a supercar approached from afar. The master has returned, Yu Momo said with a smile. Alvin, who had just stood up, could perfectly see the explosively handsome sports car outside, the Koenigsegg. Instantly, his arrogant attitude was knocked down by half. Although he prided himself on having seen many big bosses and important figures, this was his first time seeing someone who could afford to drive such a terrifying emperor of sports cars. Fang Han and Cage also stood up, likewise seeing the Koenigsegg. Boss Arthur truly has a grand aura. Fang Han smiled bitterly. Although he was wealthy, he wasn't at the level where he could casually spend 100 million to buy a car. Otherwise, he wouldn't have just driven a Land Rover Range Rover in. Master! As soon as Arthur entered the room, Yu Momo and the group of maids had already lined up side by side, bowing deeply. Although Alvin showed disdain on the surface toward this pageantry, he was incredibly envious internally. It seems I've returned a bit late, Arthur smiled, shaking hands with Fang Han. After sitting down, Fang Han and the other two took their seats. Cage carefully observed Arthur. Alvin, due to the belly full of anger from earlier, looked away and remained silent. Boss Arthur, you acquired our law firm. We wonder if you have any direct demands for us? Fang Han asked probingly. No specific demands, just wanted to buy my own law firm, first for emergency needs. On normal days, just help me handle the legal issues and contracts related to the assets under my name, and that will do, Arthur said. Fang Han sweat bullets. Just for emergency needs? And he directly tossed out a massive fortune to buy their super law firm renowned in the Magic City. The thinking process of these rich people is truly different from the masses. Then what about our company's future plans and personnel changes? Fang Han once again voiced his biggest concern. After all, Jincheng Law Firm was built up single-handedly by him. If Arthur truly had the intention to seize power, it would be too huge a blow to him. But if it was purely an investment acquisition, then everything was negotiable. It would just mean the percentage of profits going into his pocket might be a bit less than before. I don't have any opinions on those for now. You spread your hands. He didn't have time to play palace intrigue and power struggles with these people. Normal people have to rack their brains to make money and seek profits, but he only needed to continuously spend money. Instead of wasting time on power struggles, wouldn't it be better to just go out and spend more money? Understood. Fang Han felt a weight lift from his heart. Arthur's words clearly stated his attitude, dispelling his biggest worry. With the doubts cleared, the atmosphere noticeably softened and became much more relaxed. I wonder what companies under your name require contracts to be drafted and managed so we can interface accordingly? Fang Han asked repeatedly. Internationally, there are two. One is the Lafitte Wine Estate, and the other is Vacheron Constantin, you thought for a moment. Domestically, there are a bit more. The property rights affairs of the Empire Financial Building and the tenant contracts for 10 buildings of school district housing in the University City need to be stabilized. We also need to draft the development and non-compete agreements for Ziguangge Restaurant. Hearing this, Fang Han's heart trembled. One by one, from international to domestic, these seemingly completely unrelated industries were actually all under one person's name. Even the always proud Alvin was shocked. Fang Han didn't know whether to laugh or cry, internally screaming "Big Boss." If he had known Arthur earlier, he probably could have struggled 20 years less. At this moment, he directly purged all negative and bad thoughts from his mind. This big boss was simply too terrifying. As long as he could latch onto any relationship with him, his future career would skyrocket. Thinking about power struggles now seemed way too foolish. He couldn't suppress the excitement in his heart, the corners of his mouth flying up involuntarily. All right, we've talked enough. It's time for dinner. Let's serve it according to the standard small state banquet. The small state banquet is the 9-5 meal, 9 dishes and 5 soups. It was the dietary etiquette for ancient emperors hosting small gatherings. State banquet? Fang Han's heart skipped a beat. Could it be that this villa is also hiding a group of state banquet chefs? The few of them simultaneously harbored this exclamation in their hearts. After finishing the dinner banquet, the conversation with Arthur thoroughly conquered Fang Han and Cage. Only Alvin remained sulky, but due to Fang Han's warning, he didn't dare to say anything all along. Why has this older brother been silent all this time? Are you dissatisfied with me? Arthur asked with a smile. Heh, Boss Arthur is approachable and wins people over. Naturally, I wouldn't dare be dissatisfied. It's just that I, Alvin, have always respected aristocrats, not nouveau riche. No matter how much money Boss Arthur has, it can't make me submit. Alvin shook his head, ignoring Cage pinching his thigh to stop him, and poured out the words he had held in his heart for so long all at once. Insolent, how are you speaking to Boss Arthur? Did you forget everything I warned you about? Fang Han's heart trembled violently, and he stood up to angrily reprimand him. He had just confirmed that Boss Arthur was a big shot they absolutely couldn't afford to offend, and must try their best to befriend, and here Alvin was causing trouble for him. If he ruined the bright future of Jincheng Law Firm, the loss would be too unacceptable. At this moment, Fang Han was burning with anxiety and furious. Arthur smiled, understanding it. Some foreigners indeed had deeply rooted aristocratic thinking in their brains. This depended on their history, completely different from Huaxia's, our kings and nobles destined by blood. Then tell me, how can I make you submit? Alvin was the ace lawyer of Jincheng Law Firm. Making him genuinely submit was also very important. Seeing Arthur issue the challenge, Alvin showed no weakness. Aristocrats naturally have aristocratic rules. Dare to accept a challenge? Alvin! After Fang Han scolded him, he apologized to Arthur with a smile. Boss Arthur, Alvin is just like this. Please forgive any offenses. No matter. To be honest, I'm quite curious. Those who break promises can no longer be called aristocrats. Alvin curled his lip. Aristocratic rules? Now I'm interested. Let's hear it. Let me be clear. I've engaged in aristocratic sports since I was young. What I excel at most are horse racing and golf. If you can prove that you also have attainments in these areas, proving you have the cultivation and connotation an aristocrat should have, then I will submit to you, Alvin said, eager to try. Boss Arthur is so young. Even if he practiced since childhood, he's practiced for who knows how much less time than you. You're being too unreasonable, Fang Han scolded on the surface, but internally he breathed a sigh of relief. If it was just a sports competition, it wouldn't hurt anyone's pride too much. You'll know if someone's an expert as soon as they make a move. I won't bully him. I'll naturally go easy on him during the match, Alvin said repeatedly. Haha, interesting. Then let's compete and see. You were eager to try. He had just obtained all-around sports mastery. This was the perfect opportunity to test it out. Boss Arthur! Fang Han looked at Arthur's confident, winning smile. He didn't seem angry or trying to act tough. Could it be Boss Arthur actually happened to have studied this area too? Being so young, already a titan in business and multi-talented on top of that, is he a monster? Cage also looked at Arthur with glowing eyes, feelings of admiration rising in her heart. Just putting on a brave face. Seeing Arthur's confident demeanor, Alvin felt a bit insecure internally, but thinking of his own superb skills, he regained his confidence. Acting so confident now. Once he loses miserably later, he'll know the gap between us. You smiled as you looked at Alvin. Actually, all this talk about aristocrats in sports was just Alvin spouting nonsense. He simply refused to submit and wanted to embarrass you in the area he was best at, retaliating for the bellyful of anger he had just swallowed. What he excelled at most was sports and law. Challenging you in law was naturally unrealistic, so he chose sports. Since he didn't submit, you would beat him until he did. Clapping your hands, you stood up. My backyard happens to be a golf course. Let's go play. My backyard is a golf course. I thought this was just an internet meme, but today I've bleeping seen the real thing. Fang Han smiled bitterly and shook his head. Following this kind of super divine rich boss, he, a guy who usually prided himself as a social elite, felt his own poverty at every moment. Master! Yumomo leaned in, softly asking Arthur with some worry. You smiled, lightly tapping her nose, and whispered in her ear with a low chuckle, just bring the cheerleading squad to cheer for me on the sidelines. Watch how I completely crush this foreigner. Yumomo's face flushed red. She nodded repeatedly, then raised a tiny fist to make a go-for-it gesture. The summer wind in the Magic City was quite strong this evening. This put Alvin in a bit of a difficult spot. Playing golf, one fears environmental variables the most. With this strong wind blowing, how the hell are you supposed to play? Only top-tier grandmasters could ignore the environment and weather, hitting god-level hole-in-ones with every swing. It seems today's weather isn't suitable for golf. Alvin scratched his head. Under these conditions, he was afraid he wouldn't sink a single ball. He originally wanted to humiliate Arthur. He didn't want to dig a hole and bury himself in the end. Great weather, cool evening breeze. It's the perfect time to play golf. You felt tonight's weather was very comfortable. Do you really not understand, or are you pretending not to understand? Alvin rolled his eyes internally. Anyone who had studied golf for even 2 days wouldn't say such amateurish words, unless you were a super god. But for a guy barely in his early 20s to have played golf to a world-class level? That's too ridiculous. Could it be that this kid is certain that in this weather neither of us will sink a ball, and it'll be a tie at best, thereby covering up his own embarrassment? Since it's a private spar, let's not follow the 18-hole competition rules, you smiled. I'll set the rules. Out of 10 swings, we'll see who sinks the ball more times. How about that? If my score isn't more than double yours, I lose. That was supposed to be my line, Alvin roared internally. However, since Arthur had stolen his line, he just sneered. Talking big, don't get your face slapped later. Begin your performance. You sat under the parasol and spread your hands. Begin then. Alvin picked up the golf club, praying in his heart. No matter what, Jesus, please bless me to sink one shot. Adjusting his posture and breathing, Alvin swung the club. Whoosh! The golf ball tumbled in the sky, flying less than 10 meters before being blown off course by the wind, finally landing. Who knew how many dozens of meters it missed the hole hundreds of meters away? A mistake! This was definitely a mistake. Alvin, his face blushing crimson, continued to swing. Unfortunately, in such windy weather, the ball's trajectory was a mess. 9 consecutive swings, absolutely no balls went in. Alvin's hometown profanity slipped out. The last swing. God bless! He kissed the golf ball and swung fiercely. He closed his eyes. This swing was pure blind hitting. His mindset had collapsed long ago. Opening his eyes again, he saw the maid responsible for scoring in the distance raise the flag in her hand. Holy crap, it went in! It went in! Yes! God! Alvin almost jumped up in joy. In his view, sinking even one ball in this environment was a miracle. He didn't believe Arthur could sink 2 or more. Ha ha ha! Parading his success, Alvin walked under the parasol with his head held high. Your turn. You shrugged and stood up. The moment your hand grasped the golf club, your entire body automatically entered a perfect state. Everything seemed as natural as the universe itself. Your movements as elegant as an exiled immortal descended to the mortal realm. The cheerleading squad on the side was so mesmerized they forgot to wave their signs and cheer. The afterglow of the setting sun spilled across Arthur's confident, glowing, and handsome face, leaving Yumomo and Cage completely spellbound. Just posing. What's the use? Look how crooked he hit the ball, Alvin thought. Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Alvin shot straight up from his chair. When Arthur's ball flew out, the trajectory was clearly crooked. But who would have thought that its arc would actually draw a curve in the sky, borrowing the wind's force to return perfectly to the right track? dead center, it landed exactly in that small hole hundreds of meters away. Is this magic? Alvin watched the scoring maid in the distance, raise the flag again, seeing stars. No, my blood pressure seems a bit high. This must be fake. I'm seeing things, or else he just got lucky and guessed right. Yes, he just guessed right. For the next swing, you won't have this kind of luck. Before he could finish speaking, Arthur confidently swung his second shot consecutively. Alvin was stunned. Even world-class top players needed at least 10 minutes to adjust between swings. This Arthur completely didn't plan to rest, directly swinging for the second time. This was way too arrogant. Arrogance leads to bad outcomes. This one definitely won't go in. Definitely! He stared intently at the golf ball's trajectory, muttering, God bless, it definitely won't go in. However, in Huaxia, God didn't seem to work. This ball flew straight into the sky, utilizing its own rotational stress to resist the wind force. After landing, it bounced in a fancy manner, as if calculated perfectly, and on the third bounce, it trick-shot straight into the hole. Yay, Master is simply the best, so awesome! The maid squad and Yu Momo jumped for joy upon seeing this. Once his luck, twice his pure strength. Especially that second trick shot, it was simply too cool. Even if they didn't understand the rules, they could tell this shot was incredibly overpowered. Gulp. Alvin directly turned to stone on the spot. Fang Han also shook his head, breathing a sigh of relief internally. He didn't expect Boss Arthur to truly hide such depth, actually possessing a world-class level in golf. This way, not only would it save everyone's face, but it could also crush Alvin's arrogance. Killing two birds with one stone. However, handsome is truly handsome. If I were a woman, I'd probably want to study biology with him too, Fang Han thought wickedly. Next, Arthur swung the club casually. Doing almost no adjustments, he placed the ball and just hit it, as casually as if he were sweeping the floor, just sweeping the ball that casually. 9 swings, 9 hole-in-ones, and the method of entering the hole for every single shot was completely different, sinking the ball with different tricks. Impossible, he's cheating, he has a remote control installed in the ball, Alvin screamed. This was too absurd, but the facts happened right before his eyes. No matter how much he didn't believe it, reality was just like this. Looking at the jumping and flustered Alvin in the distance, you smiled and shook your head. Bullying him like this seemed a bit overboard. Better save him some face, since you did say you'd go easy on him. He swung fiercely. Hoops! Swung crooked and missed the ball entirely. Talk about an own goal. Haha! He tossed the club casually to the maid next to him, returned under the parasol, and patted the shoulder of Alvin, who was staring at him with his mouth wide open and eyes bulging. It seems I'm still too terrible. Out of 10 swings, I only got 9 in. Can't be helped after all. It's my first time playing this today. Alvin wanted to cry. You call that last one going easy? That was naked humiliation. Your acting is too terrible, all right? The first 9 balls were hit with godlike perfection, and the last swing you completely whiffed? Who are you trying to fool? Looking at Arthur's sincere eyes, Alvin read his subtext. That's right, I'm trying to fool an idiot. At this time, the scoring maid in the distance also jogged back with the golf balls. I heard you say just now that you suspect I put remote controls in my balls. Arthur tossed a golf ball to Alvin. Why don't you crack it open and take a look? Boss Arthur, I was just joking. Please don't take it to heart. Alvin had thoroughly submitted. As soon as this golf ball landed in his hand, his experience could directly judge whether it had been tampered with based on its weight and feel. Convinced now? You asked with a half-smile. Convinced! I'm convinced! Having lived for 30 years, Alvin was seeing a true prodigy like Boss Arthur for the first time. Feeling his face burning with shame, Alvin repeatedly apologized. How about we compete in horse racing? My backyard's backyard happens to have a horse track, you teased. No, Boss Arthur, please stop humiliating me. Alvin, know I was wrong. From now on, you have my utmost respect. From now on, I will absolutely obey your every word and exert all my strength to handle any relationships and matters for you. Alvin repeatedly admitted his mistake. One game of golf was enough to keep his face swollen for a while. If he got crushed again, he'd probably really have to find a crack in the ground and crawl out of the Yunding mountain villa. Ha 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 ha. Fang Han, Cage, Yu Momo, and the others all burst out laughing, seeing Alvin's flustered state. You also nodded slightly. Alvin was just proud. But if you could conquer this pride, you would conversely reap the purest respect. I didn't expect Boss Arthur to have such profound attainments in sports. It truly makes one adore you. Cage looked at Arthur, her eyes gleaming with a strange splendor. Just so. If I said this was actually my very first time playing golf, would you guys believe it? Boss Arthur, didn't we agree not to humiliate me anymore? Alvin said, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. With your level, it's more than enough to compete for the title of the world's king of golf. How could it possibly be your first time? You rolled your eyes. In this world, no one believes you when you tell the truth. I really was playing golf for the first time, all right. After joking around for a while longer, Arthur sent off Fang Han and his group. After tonight's meeting, these 3 could be considered successfully pocketed by him. In the future, they would definitely work for him wholeheartedly. The feeling of subduing these top-tier social elites was still very fulfilling. Standing on the villa's attic balcony, watching the Land Rover Range Rover slowly drive out of the villa area, you held a glass of Lafite in your hand, a satisfied curve appearing at the corners of your mouth. I didn't expect the master's golf skills to be so good. No wonder every time you play golf with me, you win so easily. Yumomo had walked up from behind at some unknown time, wrapping her arms around him, smiling with eyes full of affection. Arthur pinched Yumomo's smiling face. When a woman drives this kind of car, she's not any slower than a man. Tonight, I'll let you experience what easy really means. You smiled, heading for the roof's open-air swimming pool. Recap sequence: just spending $3 on a bottle of happy fat boy water, and being rewarded with an 80 million Lamborghini. Buying a serving of grilled cold noodles at a street stall, 1 billion in cash arrives instantly in the bank account. Buying a cup of milk tea at a milk tea shop, directly acquiring the Empire Commercial Building worth 30 billion. All because you failed a blind date, you accidentally unlocked the spend money to get rich revenge system. Just as you sent off Fang Han and the others, Yumomo walked up from behind, wrapping her arms around you, smiling with affectionate eyes. I didn't expect the master's golf skills to be so good. No wonder every time you play golf with me, you win so easily. You pinched Yumomo's face. When a woman drives this kind of car, her speed isn't any slower than a man's. Then tonight I'll let you experience what easy really means. Arthur smiled, heading for the roof's open-air swimming pool. The next morning, you washed up, feeling refreshed. Although Yumomo had matured and had more vigorous energy than ordinary people, compared to Arthur, who possessed both national martial arts mastery and all-around sports mastery, she was still far too weak. A night of fierce battle directly caused her to sleep deeply until now without getting up. Arthur shook his head, casually picking up his phone to check his messages. Boss Arthur, I am Fang Han. We have already handled the school district housing matter for you. Give me a call when you see this message. Yo, pretty efficient. It seemed the other party went back and worked overnight to find connections for him. Indeed a smart person. Being so reliable, entrusting the legal issues of the assets under his name to the other party, provided some psychological reassurance. You dialed Fang Han's number. Hello, Boss Arthur. The phone rang only once before it was picked up. Clearly, after sending the message, Fang Han had been waiting for Arthur's reply. You nodded in satisfaction. How are the rental matters going? We contacted Yijia Agency. They have already dispatched their gold medal saleswoman, Fang Shijin, to interface with me. The agency will also provide the contracts. We have already reviewed and modified the contracts overnight. They are absolutely the optimal contracts. Fang Han was brimming with confidence regarding the drafting of the contracts. I'll send you Fang Shijin's phone number. Just have her bring the clients directly to the gate of your Linjiang residential area to wait for you. All right. You were very relieved about Fang Han handling matters. After hanging up, he started to contact this so-called gold medal saleswoman, Fang Shijin. Hello, Boss Arthur. Obviously, Fang Han had already briefed Fang Shijin on Arthur's information. Seeing Arthur's call come in, she respectfully addressed him as boss. I'm going to rent out the houses today. Just tell those tenants to wait for me directly at the gate of Linjiang residential area. Boss Arthur, forgive my presumption. I have quite a few clients on hand, and the demand for school district housing is extremely huge. I wonder how many apartments you have available for rent? Fang Shijin deliberated over her wording, asking cautiously. Bring as many as there are, you said casually. Boss Arthur, are you serious? Right now, I have at least a dozen clients with demands for school district housing on hand. Should I bring them all? On the other end of the phone, Fang Shijin was completely stunned. When Sister Shu assigned her the task, she realized this Boss Arthur was extraordinary. But she didn't expect the other party to actually have at least a dozen school district apartments in the Linjiang residential area. That was Linjiang residential area. Not far to the east was the Magic City University City. Not far to the west was the concentration of Magic City's public first high school and private aristocratic high schools. The most expensive market price was hyped up to 250K or even 350K per square meter, assuming an average of 120 square meters, 10 Riverview School District apartments. Rounding it up, that's 300 million. Gulp. This is a huge client. I must hold on to him, Fang Shijin screamed internally. That's it? Only a dozen? Unexpectedly, Arthur replied with this, making Fang Shijin almost drop her phone in fright. Sir, what do you mean? She asked with trepidation. Could it be the other party has more than 10 properties? Fine. I didn't plan on renting them all out at once anyway. Just bring the people to the residential area gate and wait for me, Arthur said casually. All 10 buildings of school district housing in the entire Linjiang residential area were his. One building has 7 entryways. One entryway has about 18 floors, with 2 apartments per floor. Calculating it, that's at least 2,000 apartments, not including the large flat-floor penthouses on top of each building. The total value of these 10 buildings of school district housing calculated out to be tens of billions. 2,000 apartments. Trying to rent them all out feels quite difficult. Arthur shook his head and laughed. However, this was just a matter of time. Every year, new university students need to come out and rent apartments. Many Magic City middle-class and aristocrats, in order for their children to attend middle school, will also rent apartments in Linjiang residential area. As long as it reaches the school opening season in August or September, these apartments will be pretty much fully rented. Counting the days, it was almost time. You turned around and looked at the deeply sleeping Yumomo. He was the instigator who made her this tired. He was too embarrassed to wake her up. It seems I have to do this myself today. Arthur hummed a tune. Considering the principle of keeping a low profile for this kind of crowded occasion, it was better to drive a low-key car. After choosing for a long time, he finally picked a relatively cheap car in the garage, a Ferrari LaFerrari worth 30 million. This should be low-key enough, you nodded. Whoosh! The Ferrari LaFerrari shot out of the Yunding Mountain Villa area like a streak of red lightning. Yunding Mountain Villa wasn't far from Linjiang residential area. He arrived in no time, but Fang Shijin clearly arrived even earlier. These tenants, with a demand for school district housing, all looked very anxious. Wow, a Ferrari! Among the waiting tenants, there were clearly people who knew their stuff. When Arthur's Ferrari LaFerrari drove over, they exclaimed in amazement, "It is indeed a Ferrari, and it's a Ferrari LaFerrari, a top-tier luxury car. It seems to sell for 20 or 30 million. So jealous." The pedestrians coming and going also cast envious glances at this luxury car parked at the residential area gate. Stepping out of the car, you noticed the fiery gazes around you, feeling somewhat helpless. I clearly wanted to keep a low profile. Mr. Arthur, Fang Shijin repeatedly walked up and said respectfully. You raised an eyebrow, looking with some surprise at the crowd behind her. At least 20 people. Didn't you say a dozen? So many people actually came. Is it too many? This was Fang Shijin's first reaction internally. No need to worry, Mr. Arthur. Some people brought their children along to pick school district housing. In reality, there are only 13 rental demands. A trace of disappointment flashed through your heart, but you then waved your hand. All right then. Mr. Arthur, are you sure your properties are enough? Fang Shijin leaned in and asked in a low voice. Haha. Arthur couldn't be bothered to explain, directly looking at these rental users. Tell me the specifics. Among them, some are renting for their children attending middle school. Most of these people want a 3-year or 6-year lease. Fang Shijin's professional ability was still very strong. There are also some wealthy people from out of town or locals, wanting to rent here for 4 years for their daughters attending university. Only one pair is relatively special. Before Fang Shijin could finish her sentence, she saw one of them, a young man with an aquiline nose wearing gold-rimmed glasses, walking over. His face radiated the unique confidence of a rich second generation. He looked at Arthur. You are the homeowner we are going to meet? What's the matter? You sized up this young man dressed head to toe in luxury brands, clearly from a good family background. Our Lulo is going to attend Magic City Jiaotong University here. I want you to sell the house to me. The price is totally open to discussion. I know you might not lack money, but I can offer a premium. I can even give you a supercar better than this car of yours. The man in gold-rimmed glasses said with supreme confidence. Inexplicable, you sneered. Trying to exchange a broken sports car for my real estate? The rich second generation was directly at a loss for words. No matter how expensive your school district house is, 20 million for one is more than enough, right? I'll give you a 40 million car. That's double the premium. Who told you I only have one house? Arthur coldly cast a side glance at this rich second generation, then turned his head away, leaving him standing there stunned. Peng Feiyu was completely dumbfounded. His family background was not bad. He had been chasing the class goddess since middle school. Now that goddess Dailuoluo had finally graduated, in order to show his sincerity and strength, he prepared to buy her a school district house. However, school district housing next to the university city was such a precious resource. The moment the real estate launched, it was directly snatched up. It was simply impossible to buy, only to rent. Therefore, he also got the idea to directly buy the house from the owner today at a premium. Do you think among the people standing here today, how many can't afford to buy a house? You smiled and looked at the group of tenants Fang Shijin brought. These tenants, apart from Peng Feiyu, were all female. Some were young housewives, some were college students. Exactly. Young man, you are acting too unethically. I even thought you were a gentleman just now. A few wealthy women were clearly unhappy. School district housing is a precious resource. If they could buy it, they wouldn't rent it. Being mocked by everyone, the rich second-generation Peng Feiyu couldn't hold his face either, directly shouting angrily. I offer 10 times the premium to buy one of your houses. Are you selling or not? 10 times the premium. Is this kid crazy? What a simp! A few wealthy female college students present looked on coldly. They were also goddesses at school, naturally knowing what Dailuoluo was feeling in her heart right now. Nothing more than pride and contempt. Her heart would only feel the pleasure of a rich second generation throwing thousands of gold for her, serving her like a dog without any actual affection. Do you think I lack money? Arthur shrugged. Not to mention 10 times, even if you multiply this price by 1,000 times. If I'm in a bad mood, I won't sell it to you. Peng Feiyu laughed. 1,000 times? Do you really think you are the richest man in Huaxia? Saying no to tens of billions just like that. When you blow hot air, at least have some sense of scale, all right? Exactly, putting on such a huge act. Do you think you are the only owner in Linjiang residential area? If you don't sell, there are plenty of people willing to sell. Dai Luolua also stepped out at this time, sneering and chiming in. Arthur shot her a glance, making her heart tremble violently under his gaze. This gaze was sharp and domineering, simply terrifying. However, no matter how rich Arthur is, he's just a homeowner with a few houses, right? Peng Feiyu is a bona fide rich second generation, with tens of billions in family assets. I still need to keep him firmly on the hook. I can tell which is more important, is that so? Then I'll put my words right here today. You guys will truly not be able to rent a house here.